These celebrities don't even look like real humans anymore. Honestly, it's starting to creep me out. Miley Cyrus. Okay, listen, Miley Cyrus used to look like the rebellious Disney kid who stole your lighter at a party. Now she looks like an AI model trained on Southern Gothic pop star with a suspiciously perfect bone structure. It's like every photo of her comes with its own terms and conditions. The jawline, very sharp. Cheekbones, like Amazon Prime delivered overnight. She still looks amazing, but she also looks like she's about to glitch if you ask her to smile twice. Miley 2025 is giving very hardcore uncanny valley chic. Like someone typed, "Give me Dolly Parton meets cyberpunk android" into Midjourney and hit generate. Demi Lovato. Demi's face journey has had more plot twists than American Horror Story. Every time she resurfaces, she looks like a brand new NPC that just kind of unlocked. The skin, unreal, yes. The features, amplified. She doesn't look bad, really. She just doesn't really look human. She looks like the final boss in a video game about, self-reinvention. Demi 2025 is giving AI glam filter with an attitude problem. Like, if you ask Siri to sing, cry, and post a thirst trap kind of all at once. Julia Fox. Julia Fox has officially transitioned from muse to experimental art installation. Her face is now like a geometric event. Every angle, every contour, every eyebrow engineered. She looks like she was 3D printed on a runway. Julia always had a very intense look, but now it's like she's living permanently in a stylized editorial universe where humans no longer have pores. She's giving if AI became, sentient and then immediately hired a stylist. Beautiful, yes, kind of. Relatable, absolutely not. She looks like the future came early and forgot to patch her update. Khloe Kardashian. Khloe's face is now so smoothed, contoured, and rendered that if she walked past a security camera, the footage honestly might autocorrect. She looks like the final evolution of Instagram face. No pores, no texture, just immaculate, like geometry. Like Khloe doesn't even age, she just updates. She's the iPhone of celebrities. And to top it off, it's been exposed recently that they are using AI clips of Khloe in their show, which makes this 10 times more funnier and actually proves my point. Noah Cyrus. Noah Cyrus looks like someone held a seance and summoned the spirit of Instagram face 2099. She's pretty, but there's something almost holographic about her. Like if you poked her with your finger, it would kind of go straight through. She has that very smooth, shiny, surgically ethereal look, like a porcelain doll coated in Python. I mean, the expressions don't move the way human expressions should move anymore. They move like she's buffering. Amelia Gray. Now, Amelia Gray looks like she was created in a lab for the purpose of selling expensive moisturizer. I mean, her face is the blueprint. The symmetry is suspicious. The features look like they were selected from a drop-down menu. She's really honestly so flawless, it kind of loops back around into uncanny, like a hyper real simulation trying really hard to pass, the test. I mean, her whole aesthetic is model, but make it, slightly unsettling. Gabriette. Now, Gabriette looks like a goth alien princess who crash landed here and immediately signed a fashion contract. Her bones are sharper than my student loan anxiety. She's gorgeous, but also appears like she could blink sideways. The vibe is AI trained exclusively on dark aesthetics and French runway shows. There's a reason people keep calling her, otherworldly. She legitimately looks like she's not from this world. Bella Hadid. At this point, Bella Hadid looks like the industry standard preset for beauty. She walked so AI filters could run. And honestly, she is stunning, but also so mathematically symmetrical, it borders on paranormal. Bella looks like she was carved by a perfectionist robot sculptor who's just never seen a real human before, but a very detailed description. Somewhere along the way, Hollywood collectively decided to stop looking human and start looking like limited edition, high resolution avatars. I'm not saying they're AI clones, I'm just saying if one of them glitches on the red carpet, I'm not gonna be shocked. There was a time when Hollywood beauty standards were unrealistic. Now they're just biologically confusing because lately some celebrities don't look overdone, they don't look enhanced, they look like they were designed by AI halfway through an update. So let's talk about celebs who don't look human anymore and why it's officially getting unsettling. Let's start strong, yeah? Madonna. I don't even know where to begin because at this point, Madonna doesn't have a face. She has a filter in permanent instant beta mode. Now, every time she posts a photo, it's like, who is this woman and why is she wearing Madonna's name tag? Her cheeks sit higher than her eyes. Her skin has literally no texture, no pores, no past. It's giving Wax Museum meets Instagram Facetune trial version. She is an icon, a legend, but visually she's entered like a new species. Next up, Simon Cowell. Simon used to look like a normal human man who said mean things on television. Now he looks like he tried to pause his face mid-expression and it kind of just froze there forever. His eyes barely move, his mouth opens, but nothing else kind of joins the conversation. It's less youthful and more Madame Tussauds After Hours. Then there's Donatella Versace. Listen, Donatella is fashion royalty, I know, but her face has been stretched so tight it looks like it's actively trying to escape her skull. Her cheeks are sharp, her lips are inflated, her skin shines like it's been shellacked. She doesn't look old, she doesn't look young, she just kind of looks like editorially preserved. Now let's talk about Zac Efron because this one shook people. Zac went from like heartthrob to Pixar side character in record time. His jaw is so wide now, it looks like it was installed separately. His face doesn't move naturally, it shifts, and every time someone asks what happened, the explanations somehow make it more confusing. Sir, like no amount of dental work turns you into a Lego action figure. Kris Jenner deserves her own category because Kris doesn't age, she rebrands. Every year she unveils a new face like it's an iPhone launch. I mean, her skin is smoother than her daughter's, and that alone should raise some questions, right? I mean, she looks incredible, but also like she exists outside of time. Blink and you'll miss her expression change. Then there's Mickey Rourke. Now this is less shocking and kind of just more tragic. I mean, his face tells the story of too many procedures, too much pressure, and a system that doesn't let men age either. His features are swollen, reshaped, and unrecognizable. It's a reminder that, you know, this obsession doesn't stop. It just keeps demanding more. Let's throw Lil' Kim into the mix because the woman who once defined confidence now looks like she's wearing a completely different person's face. Her nose, lips, eyes, none of it matches her old features. It's not evolution, it's erasure, and that's what makes it very uncomfortable. And finally, we have Cher. Now, Cher is fascinating because she openly said she'll do whatever she wants to her face, and honestly, respect for that. But at this point, Cher doesn't look human. She looks mythical, like an immortal being who appears every few decades to remind us that she still exists. Her face hasn't aged, it's been kind of maintained like a historic building. And here's the thing, this isn't about shaming, this is about a culture so terrified of wrinkles that it's willing to trade humanity for symmetry. Because when everyone starts chasing the same nose, the same jaw, the same frozen forehead, we don't end up looking younger, we end up looking, you know, manufactured. And the scariest part, this face isn't rare anymore, it's becoming the standard. And when celebrities stop looking human, it messes with what the rest of us think we're supposed to look like. Aging is normal, texture is normal, movement is normal, but whatever this is Hollywood losing the plot. And honestly, I miss faces that could still express emotion. These side-by-side photos are exposing what celebrities really look like, and it's not great. Hollywood just got humbled by lighting. At the Vanity Fair Oscar after party, the glow-up disappeared, and suddenly, the same celebrities who looked flawless hours earlier were getting exposed in the most unforgiving, harsh lighting imaginable. So let's get into it. First up, Kim Kardashian. Earlier that night, she looked exactly how you expect. Snatched, smooth, glowing like she has a personal filter following her around, but at the after party, completely different story. The lighting hit and suddenly you could see everything. Texture, makeup sitting on the skin, the kind of details that usually kind of get blurred into oblivion, but you know, it wasn't bad, it was just real, and people were not ready for that switch up. I mean, I don't know if it was the contacts she was wearing, maybe just the entire look, but honestly, I wasn't a fan. It looked kind of off to me. Not her best look, not even a good look. She could do way better and has done better. Then we have Demi Moore, and this one shocked people, I think, the most because Demi always looks insane in like a great way. I mean, timeless, glowing, untouched, but these photos, I mean, completely different. You know, like the lighting emphasized every line and shadow. People were like, wait, what? But let's be real, she's in her 60s. Of course she has texture in her face. The shocking part isn't her face, it's that we're not used to seeing it unfiltered. Heidi Klum. Now Heidi is literally a supermodel. Like her job description is look perfect under any condition. And earlier that night, I mean, she delivered. She was glowing, sculpted, effortless, but at the after party, the lighting did her zero favors. It kind of flattened everything out, made the makeup more obvious, and suddenly that kind of like supermodel softness turned into harsh definition. I mean, you could actually see the layers, the glam, the contour, all of it. And again, I mean, she still looked good, but it's giving real person at an actual event instead of, you know, untouchable runway goddess. Next up, Vera Wang. And this one had people talking. shocking because Vera is known for looking like insanely youthful for her age, like a vampire. People are constantly questioning how she hasn't aged, but in this lighting, the narrative took a hit. I mean, the harsh flash brought out natural lines, texture, and honestly just reality. And suddenly the internet was like, oh, okay, she is human. It didn't take away from how iconic she is, but it definitely pulled back the curtain on that ageless illusion that she's known for. And finally, Kris Jenner. Now, Kris is the blueprint when it comes to polished, controlled appearances. Every photo you usually see of her is tight, lifted, perfectly lit within an inch of its life, but this time the lighting didn't cooperate. The angles weren't doing their usual magic, and the result was way less carefully curated momager, way more raw, unfiltered reality. I mean, you could see the makeup, the texture, the actual skin underneath it all, and for someone who's built a brand on perfection, yeah, this one hit a little different. And when you line up all of these together, it's the same story every single time. It's not that they suddenly changed, it's that the lighting did. None of these women suddenly got ugly overnight. The lighting just removed the illusion. No soft filters, no strategic glow, no perfect angles working overtime, just reality. And that's what made these photos go viral, because once you see the side by side, it kind of, hits celebrity beauties, it's not effortless, it's kind of produced, carefully controlled. And the second that control slips, even for a moment, everything changes. Scott Disick is addicted to the weight loss medication Ozempic, and it's far worse than we could have ever imagined. Scott Disick appears to have received a weight loss wake-up call and has finally decided to seek help for his Ozempic use after shocking fans and leaving loved ones fearing for his health over his dramatic weight loss. The reality star, who shares 3 children with his ex Kourtney Kardashian, had fans startled and worried over his very lean frame and gaunt face after what appears to be significant weight loss, as rumors swirl that he takes Ozempic. Fans were concerned his gaunt appearance was a result of an undisclosed illness or maybe even illegal substance use, but sources said that he was using Ozempic in a desperate bid to get rid of his dad bod. Now, an insider anonymously said that public concern for Disick's health has made him reconsider the weight loss medication, which another source previously alleged he was taking. Now, they said in a statement, Scott recognized that he needed to stop taking Ozempic after seeing the photos of himself and the public outcry over his weight loss. They continued to say he thought he looked good because he was thinner again, not realizing that this was not healthy. They added on to say Scott has been incredibly attractive and fit his entire life and is not having the best time accepting that age is catching up with him. Now, the unnamed source claimed that Disick is now working with a nutritionist in order to maintain his physical health, but not balloon up to the size that he was. Now, Scott reportedly had turned to Ozempic in an attempt to just manage his weight after piling on the pounds from a back injury following a car crash in 2022. Fans voiced concern when he was pictured looking noticeably thinner. Scott's well-being became a topic of conversation following an episode of The Kardashians. He was seemingly surprised to learn that his weight loss medication made a cameo on The Kardashians. Now, on the episode, Khloe Kardashian is sitting at home with Kendall Jenner when they call Scott to share a bit of news. Khloe says on a FaceTime call, "Did you see from the show? Did you see what's in your fridge?" A very confused looking Scott replies, "No." However, it doesn't actually take long for him to catch on to what Khloe was subtly trying to say. Now, Khloe and Kendall laugh out loud at his misfortune as he learns the weight loss medication, clearly visible, has made it into a scene in their show and onto the internet. Now, it's basically everywhere, Khloe says. Scott then admitted that he had gained, a lot of weight because of his back. Scott, who lost his parents in 2013 and 2014, has also openly struggled with substance dependency and alcoholism in the past. He was hospitalized for alcohol poisoning in June 2020, and prior to that, he had a near fatal OD in 2014 after he took almost an entire bottle of sleeping aids following a wild night out drinking and partying. He was eventually convinced to enter rehab for a month-long stay by his then, ex-girlfriend Kourtney Kardashian. If Ozempic had a bouncer, these people would be stopped at the velvet rope, not because weight loss is bad, do what you want, but because at this point it's giving body dysmorphia cosplay and pharmaceutical overuse chic. Kim Kardashian. Kim, I love you, girl. I really do. But when your waist starts looking like it was edited with a pinch tool in real life, we have a problem. At some point, it's no longer snatched, it's medically concerning. You've already set a global beauty standard that women are still trying to recover from. I mean, we don't need Ozempic entering the Kardashian cinematic universe as the new villain, okay? Kylie Jenner. Now, Kylie went from full glam baddie to Victorian ghost child in under a year. And listen, weight loss is fine. fine. But when your face looks like it's mourning the loss of your own cheeks, we really need to pause. Ozempic isn't supposed to erase your entire facial structure, bring back the softness, bring back the life, bring back Kylie 2016, like King Kylie era, emotionally and nutritionally. Khloe Kardashian. Now, Khloe has spent her entire life being publicly compared to her sisters, and that alone should honestly disqualify her from this conversation. I mean, at some point, the transformation stopped being healthy glow up and started feeling like she's trying to disappear. Khloe doesn't need Ozempic. She needs peace, therapy, and probably a restraining order against Tristan Thompson. Sharon Osbourne. Now, Sharon herself has openly admitted she lost too much weight and just couldn't stop. And that's the key issue here. Ozempic is not supposed to turn into like a runway train. When you're warning people from experience, it's time to listen. I mean, if the meds make you look permanently surprised and fragile, it's probably doing entirely too much. Oprah. Now, I never thought I'd say this, but Oprah, please log off the Ozempic discourse, okay? When the woman who once told us to love ourselves starts casually endorsing a weight loss medication while millions hang on to her every word, it gets very dicey. Oprah doesn't need to shrink. I mean, she needs to stay powerful, present, and above diet culture, not accidentally validating it. Christina Aguilera. Now, Christina's recent transformation has had everyone whispering, and not in a good way. I mean, she didn't just lose weight, she lost density. Her head honestly looks like it's floating. And I mean, when your body starts looking like it belongs to a Funko Pop, I mean, I think it's time to step away from the injectable. What do you think? Mindy Kaling. Now this one hurts because Mindy has always been very refreshing and real, one of my favorite people, you know, from The Office. But the sudden drop paired with the silence feels very dishonest. You don't owe anyone an explanation, but you know, of course, when your brand was built on relatability, you know, pretending Ozempic doesn't exist while clearly benefiting from it feels slightly off. Transparency matters, especially when your audience includes women who already feel like they're failing. Amy Schumer. Now, Amy already came out and said Ozempic made her miserable, nauseous, exhausted, and just unwell. I mean, and honestly, thank you for that. Honestly, that's exactly why she should be banned though, from going back to it. If it made you feel awful, don't normalize suffering, you know, just for thinness. Comedy thrives when you're alive, not depleted, right? Jessica Simpson. Now, Jessica has been through enough body scrutiny to last literally 10 lifetimes. Watching her shrink again feels less like empowerment and more like a relapse into Hollywood pressure. The woman survived the early 2000s tabloids. I mean, she does not need Ozempic haunting her in 2026. Not at all. Scott Disick. Now, Scott's weight loss raised eyebrows really fast. You know, when men start looking frail instead of fit, it exposes how aggressive this trend has actually become. You know, Ozempic doesn't need to be canceled, but it definitely needs boundaries. And in 2026, some of these celebs need to be cut off. Selena Gomez once said, if you know what's good for you, you'll calm down and stop talking about her, or it won't be the same old love and she won't love you like a love song anymore. So apparently Selena Gomez just had a full-on breakdown over her botched face. And yes, that's what the internet is calling it. Brutal, I know. In a raw emotional video that's now making the rounds, Selena is seen wiping away tears, visibly upset, saying she's tired of people lying about her appearance. She flat out says she never had anything done besides Botox. That's it. No fillers, no implants, no lifts, nothing, allegedly. But let's be honest, people aren't buying it. Online sleuths and beauty snarks have been dissecting her face for months, even years. Some say her jawline looks too sharp, her cheeks too plump, her expression's a little frozen. The theories: chin implants, cheek fillers, fox eye lift, a nose job, take your pick. One Reddit comment literally said it's like moving lips on a corpse's face. Yikes. And while Selena is clearly hurt, the internet isn't exactly letting up. Some fans are saying they miss her old face. Now, the baby face Selena from the Wizards of Waverly Place days. Now, others are accusing her though of going too far and now trying to cover it up with selective honesty. And then there's the acting criticism. People say she's lost the ability to emote on screen, especially in her recent work that that she's done, like that true crime satire show. Like, how are you supposed to sell a mystery when your face can't even sell surprise? Now, to be fair, Selena has lupus, right? She's on medication. It can cause puffiness, weight changes, facial swelling, and she's been open about that. And that definitely complicates things. But still, people are asking, is it lupus or is it a little extra help from a scalpel and a syringe? Now, what's wild is that Selena's never really been one to chase the Hollywood beauty standard. That's what made her so relatable. But now she's caught in the same trap so many other celebs fall into, which is, you know, deny. They eventually then soft launch the truth when people stop caring. Honestly, this whole thing says way more about how we treat women in the spotlight than it does about Selena's actual face. She's damned if she does, damned if she doesn't, but when your job relies on your face and that face suddenly looks, well, not like your face, people are gonna talk. So is Selena telling the truth? Is it really just Botox? Or is there more going on behind the scenes that she's just not quite ready to admit? Let me know what you think. Are people being too harsh? Or is this the price of being a public figure in the age of HD cameras and Reddit investigators with a little too much time on their hands? Let's be real, Hollywood's latest beauty trend isn't giving glow up, it's giving why do you look like you haven't slept or eaten in weeks? Buccal fat removal is everywhere right now, and instead of sculpted and snatched, some of these celebs are starting to look straight up hollow. Take Bella Hadid. Now, Bella has always been stunning, no debate there, but fans started doing side by side, and you know, the difference is impossible to ignore. I mean, her face went from soft and youthful to extremely hollowed, especially around the cheek area. Now, people online are saying, you know, it aged her, like dramatically. Instead of high fashion sharp, it's veering into are you okay territory. And you know, when your entire brand is being effortlessly flawless, that's not exactly the vibe you want. Then there's Anya Taylor-Joy. Now, Anya already has a very naturally unique angular face that's literally her signature look, but recently fans have been kind of side-eyeing how much more pronounced her cheek hollows have become. It's gotten to the point where people are debating whether it's makeup, whether it's weight loss, or whether it's something far more permanent. I mean, either way, the internet is confused, as am I, because when you already look like a real life porcelain doll, why are we chiseling more off? I mean, at some point it stops being edgy and it starts being a little unsettling. Now let's talk about Lea Michele. Leah's transformation, now she had people doing like a double, triple take. I mean, her cheeks look noticeably slimmer, and honestly, not in a subtle way. Fans started actually pointing out how her face shape has completely shifted over time, you know, going from Glee to now. It's a big difference. And I mean, the comments, they're brutal. People are saying she went from classic Hollywood beauty to overly gaunt, like the softness, you know, that made her look relatable just kind of vanished overnight. I mean, it's that moment where Snatch turns into something's off here. And we cannot ignore Megan Fox, okay? I mean, Megan has been really open about cosmetic work in the past, but recently people have been questioning if buccal fat removal is part of that mix. I mean, her face looks a lot more sculpted, yes, but you know, also a lot much more thinner in kind of the mid-face area. So fans are split. I mean, we also know that she got a BBL, so there's no hiding that. I mean, but some are saying she looks incredible, and others are saying, you know, why fix what was never broken? I mean, you know, she was like Jennifer before, beautiful, you know, but now Megan Fox literally, you know, she's not the blueprint anymore for people, and people are saying these changes are just making her look harsher instead of softer. And finally, we have Zoe Kravitz. Do not come for me. I love her. Zoe's always had that effortless, cool girl aesthetic, but you know, lately people have been kind of pointing out how much more hollow her cheeks appear, and I agree, they do. I mean, again, there's been nothing confirmed, right? No cosmetic work confirmed, no buccal fat removal confirmed, but the speculation is very loud. I mean, some fans do think it enhances her very edgy vibe. Others are saying it's taking away from her natural beauty that she got from her father and making her look more tired than chic, you know? And when your whole brand is effortless beauty, looking exhausted is not the goal here, right? So, I mean, here's the thing, buccal fat removal, it might look good on paper, sharp cheekbones, sculpted face, model off-duty energy, but you know, in reality, it is permanent. It ages you, and fat in your face is actually what actually keeps you looking young. So when you've removed that fat in your face, you might look snatched today, but 5 years from now, it could age you extremely fast. And that's why people are starting to question this whole trend very hard, because instead of enhancing beauty, it's starting to erase it. And in a world where everyone's chasing literally the same hollowed out, tired look, individuality is disappearing.
Ozempic is all the craze right now, but one of the side effects is Ozempic feet, and these celebrities are suffering from it. Now, Ozempic feet refers to sagging or aging skin on the feet due to rapid fat loss, and Sharon Osbourne is one of the many celebrities who suffers from it. Now, in one photo, Sharon is seen cuddling up to her grandson, and her face looks sleek and taut, yet signs of aging are visible on her legs and feet. Now, Sharon has been very open about taking Ozempic. In September 2023, she opened up about her history with weight fluctuation in an interview with E! And said, "In my life, the heaviest I was 230 pounds, and I'm now under 100. And I want to maintain at about 105 because I'm too skinny, but I'm trying to have a healthy balance," she told the publication. Now, it's been reported that she lost a total of 42 pounds and counting while on Ozempic. Now, Sharon is no stranger to getting Ozempic procedures and changing her appearance though. Sharon has said in the past, "There's not one part of my body that I haven't had twisted, lifted, elongated, whatever." Now, Sharon also admitted in 2007 that she had spent approximately $500,000 on procedures, and I mean, who knows how much she has spent now. Oprah also seems to have fallen victim to Ozempic feet. Now, Oprah was once the face of the popular weight loss brand Weight Watchers, but then she quit the program and lost a ton of weight rapidly. Now, this made people suspect that she had a little bit of help shedding the weight, and they were right, as the star admitted to using weight loss medication. Now, Oprah explained that she uses it as a tool to manage, not yo-yoing, and the fact that there's a medically approved prescription for managing weight and staying healthier in my lifetime feels like a relief, like redemption, like a gift, and not something to hide behind and once again be ridiculed for, she said. Now, although it seems like she's happy with the results, she has fallen victim to many side effects like Ozempic feet and face. And Whoopi Goldberg revealed that she started using weight loss injections around 2022 after a woman thought she was wearing a fat suit in one of her films. Now, it wasn't a fat suit, Whoopi was just 300 pounds at the time. Whoopi said, "I'm doing that wonderful shot that works for folks who need some help, and it's been really good for me." Now, she revealed that her weight loss had been so successful that she lost the body weight of 2 people. Then, in 2024, she said her weight loss had been aided by Mounjaro injections. "I had taken all those steroids, I was on all this stuff, and one of the things that's helped me drop the weight is Mounjaro. That's what I used," she said. Now, even though she is skinnier, she is suffering some bad side effects, and although she often wears shoes that cover her feet, it's safe to say, with her skin sagging at her face and arms, that she most likely has Ozempic feet as well.
Has Zoe Kravitz become another casualty to Ozempic? Fans think so, since these recent photos have surfaced. Zoe Kravitz stepped out in NYC recently, and the internet absolutely exploded, but not in the usual style goals kind of way. She was leaving the Bowery Hotel in the East Village rocking a vintage Black History Month tee, barely there black track shorts, dainty kitten heels, oversized sunglasses, and of course, an iced coffee. Totally Zoe, but this time the chatter wasn't about the outfit. It was actually about her body. People barely recognized her, and now the internet wants to know, is Ozempic to blame? The photos had fans instantly divided. Some were here for the look, calling it iconic, effortless, and classic Zoe energy. Others, not so kind. The comment section lit up with words like too thin, malnourished, and she doesn't look healthy. And of course, the breakup with Channing Tatum last year got dragged into it, because apparently if a woman loses weight after a breakup, the world assumes heartbreak, or these days, a prescription. Then came the Ozempic whispers, the medication originally made for diabetes that somehow turned into Hollywood's favorite weight loss cheat code. Yeah, everyone from Sharon Osbourne to Oprah to literally half of your favorite reality stars have been linked to it. And even if there's zero confirmation Zoe's using it, no reps have said a thing, the internet doesn't need receipts to start a rumor. But it didn't stop there. Some fans jumped to her defense, calling out of the body shaming and reminding people that Zoe's always had a slim frame, which, to be fair, is true. She's never been curvy or full-figured. This look is definitely more striking, but is it really that far from her usual aesthetic? Or is it just that we're looking harder now that Ozempic is everyone's favorite scapegoat? Also worth mentioning, Zoe's got a lot going on. I mean, she just landed an Emmy nomination for her role on Apple TV's The Studio, and she was recently spotted at a show with Austin Butler. So yeah, she's living life. And who knows? I mean, new projects, new routines, new relationships, maybe even stress. I mean, any of that could explain the physical changes. But the timing is wild. I mean, in 2025, Ozempic is more than a weight loss trend. It's literally a cultural obsession. It's showing up in memes, red carpets, and pharmacy shortage headlines. People who need it medically can't even get their hands on it, and meanwhile, TikTok is full of before and after slideshows. So when someone like Zoe shows up looking drastically different, well, the assumption isn't diet and exercise, it's Ozempic. Let's be real, she does look thinner than usual in these pics, but that doesn't mean she's on anything. People's bodies do change, and the internet needs to kind of calm down with the jump scares every time a celebrity gains or loses 5 pounds. So is it fair to speculate? Probably not. Is it going to stop people? Definitely not. But unless Zoe or her team actually speak on it, all we're doing is gossiping. And let's not forget, I mean, this is a woman who's been in the spotlight her whole life. She knows how to navigate a look, a photo op, and a rumor mill. If there's something she wants us to know, she will say it. Until then, maybe we just let Zoe Kravitz drink her iced coffee in peace. Celebrities are panicking over Ozempic, the diabetes medication that somehow became Hollywood's hottest weight loss hack. What started as a prescription for managing type 2 diabetes has turned into the go-to secret for A-listers looking to drop pounds fast. Andy Cohen recently spilled some major tea. Apparently, some stars are using Ozempic as a trick to slim down, often relying on quick online consultations or doctors that are willing to prescribe it for off-label use. He didn't name names, but if you've ever noticed a celeb suddenly looking like they've been photoshopped in real life, the odds are Ozempic or another, GLP-1 medication played a role. Take, for example, a reality star, cough cough, Heather Gay, who stunned fans overnight with an incredible red carpet transformation. Suddenly, outfits that once didn't fit are now hugging every curve perfectly. Social media exploded, some fans, applauding the glow up, others speculating about whether it was maybe workouts, diet, or that little Ozempic secret. Then there's the talk show host, cough cough, James Corden, who joked about trying every diet under the sun, but recently appeared visibly slimmer on camera. The internet, of course, went into full detective mode. Is it workouts, maybe kale smoothies, or something a bit more, let's say, prescription? Well, again, no confirmations really, but just endless headlines and kind of meme-worthy speculation. It's, a perfect example of how Ozempic has become a silent co-star in the celebrity weight loss drama. The FDA has warned recently, though, that using Ozempic for weight loss comes with some serious side effects. We have got Ozempic face, mouth, chin, ears, nose, and eyes, but it also includes nausea, vomiting, and in some cases, more severe health risks. But that hasn't actually stopped the rush. Celebrities are hopping on this trend like it's the latest designer handbag, and the public is watching, fascinated and horrified, all at the same time. Fans are debating, is it just a health hack, or is it setting a very dangerous precedent? And the panic amongst, celebrities is very real. Some are denying ever taking it, others are quietly stepping back from the spotlight, hoping nobody notices their transformation. Now, social media is buzzing with speculation, memes are flying, even casual viewers are starting to question, did that new red carpet look involve intense workouts or intensive pharmaceuticals? It's not just the health risks that have everyone talking, though, it's the optics. Celebrities promoting a medication that isn't approved for weight loss puts them in hot water with fans, nutritionists, and health experts, and it's sparking debates online about body image, accessibility, and whether chasing quick results is worth the fallout. Some are calling it a sign of desperation, others are applauding the hustle. Meanwhile, the supply is dwindling. Pharmacies are running very low on it, and doctors are seeing more requests than ever. What was once a prescription for a medical condition is now a hot commodity, creating lines and buzz that rival ticket sales for the latest Marvel movie. And let's be real, nothing says Hollywood panic like limited supply and the fear of missing out. Ozempic might promise fast results, but it also comes with very public consequences. Ozempic might be Hollywood's hottest secret, but as the panic spreads, one thing is clear, the drama is just getting started. And honestly, we wouldn't want it any other way. Something very hollow is happening in Hollywood. Over the last 2 years, a wave of dramatic dramatic weight loss and razor-sharp cheekbones has taken over red carpets, and people are starting to ask the same question. Is it Ozempic? Is it buccal fat removal? Or maybe it's both. Now, before the comment section explodes, this is not about body shaming. This is about a very specific aesthetic trend that's making some of the most beautiful people on earth look tired, gaunt, and honestly just unwell. First up, Khloe Kardashian. Khloe has been open about working out and transforming her body over the years, but recently fans have noticed a much slimmer frame and a more hollowed out face. I mean, she's denied using Ozempic, but the conversation hasn't stopped. The sharp, cheekbones and thinner jawline have people debating whether dramatic weight loss from whatever method is aging her faster than expected. Next up, Sharon Osbourne. Now, Sharon actually admitted to using Ozempic. She's spoken publicly about losing more weight than she intended and struggling to gain it back. And you can see it in her face. It's become noticeably thinner, especially around the cheeks. She's been honest about, the downside, saying she feels she went too far. That transparency, it's refreshing, but it also shows how powerful and aggressive these medications can be. Then we have Scott Disick. Now, fans were shocked by recent photos where he looked dramatically slimmer and visibly gaunt. Online speculation immediately linked the look to Ozempic, though he hasn't confirmed using it. Now, the rapid weight loss sparked concern more than praise, and that's the shift we're seeing culturally. I mean, it's no longer, wow, skinny. It's now like, are you okay? Let's talk about Ariana Grande. Now, Ariana addressed body comments directly last year, saying that, the body police or people compare her to who she is now, who she was back then, but now it's her unhealthiest. I mean, she's been very clear that speculation about her health is harmful, but fans continue to comment on her noticeably slimmer appearance and sharper facial structure. So whether it's natural weight fluctuation or something else, the conversation shows how hyper-fixated people are on that hollow cheek look. Now we have Chrissy Teigen. Now, Chrissy openly admitted she had buccal fat removal years ago. She literally pointed to her cheeks and said, I did that. And while she looks stunning before and after, the trend itself has become controversial. I mean, buccal fat removal permanently takes out fat pads in your cheeks. The issue? Well, faces naturally lose fat as we age. So what looks snatched at 35 can look skeletal at 45. And speaking of buccal fat removal, Lea Michele has also faced speculation about whether she's had this procedure as well. She hasn't confirmed it, but fans have pointed out a more sculpted mid-face in recent years. Again, no confirmation, just noticeable changes that fuel the larger conversation. Here's the bigger issue. Ozempic, originally created to treat type 2 diabetes, suppresses appetite and could cause rapid weight loss. Now, rapid weight loss often leads to facial fat loss. Combine that with a cosmetic procedure designed to remove cheek fat permanently, and you get this ultra hollow, hyper angled look that photographs, or photographers dramatically want to take photos of, but it always doesn't translate to healthy in real life. So the real takeaway here, I mean, it's not about calling anyone ugly or anything like that. It's about recognizing how extreme trends can swing too far. I mean, when the pursuit of snatched turns into sickly, maybe it's time to pause, right? Amanda Bynes is back and almost nearly unrecognizable after shedding 20 pounds on Ozempic. Amanda Bynes, what on earth happened? The former Nickelodeon sweetheart now looks almost unrecognizable after dropping 20 pounds, thanks to Hollywood's favorite, Ozempic. Yep, that same medication that's turning red carpets into walking ads for, I woke up like this. At 39, Amanda revealed she lost 20 pounds and she's not stopping until she hits her goal weight. She admitted she started at 173 pounds and wanted to get down to about 130, all because she said she looked better in paparazzi pictures. That's not exactly body positive influence talk, but you know what? At least she's being real. And in true Amanda fashion, this wasn't as simple I worked out and ate a salad journey. She tried the pill version of Ozempic first and actually made her gain weight. She went from 173 to 180 before switching to the injectable version, which finally worked and brought her down to 163. So yes, even Ozempic comes with its plot twists, but it's not just the weight that has everyone talking. Amanda's been quietly upgrading her entire vibe. I mean, she's experimented with bleach blonde streaks and black extensions, bleached brows, and that signature heart tattoo on her cheek. Add in the septum piercing and a new confirmed cosmetic tweak, like eyelid surgery and lip fillers, and she's basically created a whole new version of herself. The brand might still say Amanda Bynes, but the packaging has been completely redesigned. Now let's talk about why. Amanda said she wanted to lose weight to look better in paparazzi shots, which honestly is brutally honest. I mean, she knows the game she's in, the camera's always watching, and every angle becomes a headline. After everything she's been through, the public breakdowns, the conservatorship, the memes, this feels like her comeback era. Not a return to fame, but a return to control. Still, there's a cautionary side to all of this. Ozempic might be Hollywood's new best friend, but it's not a magic wand. Amanda herself proved that. It didn't even work at first. And when you mix weight loss meds with cosmetic procedures, you're stepping into a world that's more high-risk experiment than self-care routine. But here's the thing, Amanda's transformation is setting the tone for what's becoming the new beauty standard. Celebs are dropping pounds faster than we can scroll, all with the help of injections, fillers, and a little surgical surgical fine-tuning? Is it empowerment or just more pressure disguised as self-improvement? That depends on who you ask, of course. Amanda's own words were simple. She said she just wants to feel skinny and cute. And honestly, that's what makes this story hit different. It's kind of raw and unfiltered, and it's something a lot of people secretly relate to, even if they won't admit it. She's clearly feeling herself again, posting updates and promising there's more to come, and honestly, good for her, because this is the same girl who went from Nickelodeon to total media chaos and somehow lived to tell the tale. So will she hit that 50-pound goal? Maybe. Will she keep reinventing herself? Probably. Will the paparazzi finally give her a break? Definitely not. But this Amanda Bynes comeback era, the Ozempic, the face tweaks, the glow up, is proof that she's not hiding anymore. She's rewriting her story one injection and one selfie at a time. Whether you love it or not, you're watching. Anything for Selena's. Even Ozempic though? Fans think so. Let's dig in. Selena Gomez has been through it all in the public eye, from being a Disney sweetheart to one of the most followed women on Instagram. Every move she makes gets dissected. But lately, fans can't stop talking about one thing: her face. Photos and videos of Selena at recent events have sparked a wildfire of speculation that something just isn't right. People are asking her if changing appearance is the result of health issues, cosmetic work, or something even darker, like the side effects of Ozempic. Now, Selena has always been upfront about her health struggles. She battled lupus, gone through a kidney transplant, and faced the brutal side effects of medications that most of us can't even imagine living with every day. Because of this, her body naturally fluctuates, and she has spoken about it multiple times. But recently, the internet has zoomed in on her face, pointing out swelling, puffiness, and changes that look drastically different from just a few years ago. So where does Ozempic come in? Well, for those who don't know, Ozempic is a diabetes medication that exploded in Hollywood as a so-called miracle weight loss substance. Countless celebrities have been accused of secretly using it to shed pounds fast. The catch? Well, it comes with brutal side effects. Doctors have warned that Ozempic can cause a condition nicknamed Ozempic face, where rapid weight loss leaves the face looking hollow, saggy, or prematurely aged. Fans online are now pointing at Selena and asking the hard question: is this what we're seeing happening to her? Selena has never admitted to using Ozempic. She's actually been very vocal about, body positivity and telling people to leave her weight alone, and reminding fans that her lupus medication causes changes that is just out of her control. But when she showed up at the 2024 Emmy Awards, fans noticed her face looked dramatically different, puffier in some areas, thinner in others. The speculation machine immediately linked it to Ozempic because the look was so similar to what's been labeled Ozempic face in other celebrities. Another thing fueling the, rumor mill is timing. Selena took a step back from the spotlight a few years ago, then came back looking noticeably slimmer. In Hollywood, that kind of transformation instantly sets off alarm bells because Ozempic has practically become the industry's dirty little secret. And when her face started making headlines, the blame instantly shifted to this controversial medication. But here's the darker side of the conversation. Selena's health history already puts her at risk for facial swelling and body changes. Lupus itself can cause inflammation, steroids can cause moon face, and a kidney transplant means she's on rejection medication for life. All those things can change someone's appearance drastically, and they don't need Ozempic to explain it. That's why some of Selena's fans are furious at the speculation. They argue that blaming Ozempic is not only invasive, but it ignores the very struggles she's shared openly with the world. But the whispers won't stop, and the reason is simple. Selena is part of a bigger conversation about what Ozempic is doing to Hollywood. Every red carpet now feels like a guessing game of who lost weight naturally, who got surgery, and might be injecting themselves with this miracle jab. Selena's face is now front row and center in that debate, whether she wants to be or not. So it's become one of the most talked about examples of how brutal the entertainment industry can be when it comes to appearance. What's your take though? Let me know. Kelly Osbourne has been looking sick and frail after her extreme weight loss from Ozempic. Kelly Osbourne has always been brutally honest about her body, her health, and her struggles, which is exactly why people are so shaken right now. Because lately, every new photo of Kelly has fans doing a double take, and not really in a good way. She looks really thin, not Hollywood thin, not red carpet ready, but really frail, hollow, almost unrecognizable. And yes, the internet is whispering the same word over and over and over again, Ozempic, or as people keep jokingly calling it now, the Hollywood miracle medication with a very visible price tag. Kelly has spoken openly about weight loss before, so this isn't coming out of nowhere, but what's different now is the way she looks. Her face appears sunken, her frame looks fragile, there's a sharpness to, her features that wasn't there before, and fans aren't imagining it. Comment sections are filled with concern, not praise. People aren't saying, wow, she looks amazing. They're saying, is she okay? And that's the part that really matters, because this isn't about body shaming. It's about the growing fear that the rush to be smaller, faster, and thinner at any cost is going too far now, especially when celebrities normalize extreme weight loss without fully addressing the physical toll. Ozempic and medications like it were designed for diabetes, not for red carpets, not for camera angles, and not for, an industry already obsessed with erasing curves, softness, and age. So, when weight drops this fast, the body doesn't gently adjust. It panics. Muscle mass can shrink, energy levels drop, skin loses elasticity, faces, lose volume, and suddenly someone who was glowing starts to look, unwell. Kelly has always had presence, attitude, fire. That's what makes it so unsettling, because lately that spark looks dimmer. And again, no one is saying she owes the public an explanation. She really doesn't. But when your image is your career, people are going to talk, especially when the transformation feels less like healthy and more like barely hanging on. What's scary is how familiar this pattern is. We've seen it before. Celebrities praised at first for discipline and control, only for the conversation to shift to concern once the weight loss crosses an invisible line. The line where thin stops being aspirational and starts looking like exhaustion. And the worst part, the internet rewards it. Likes, headlines, praise, until suddenly it doesn't. Kelly Osbourne didn't disappear into obscurity. She grew up under a microscope. She's been criticized at every size, and now finally, reaching what society claims as, the ideal, she's being scrutinized all over again, just from the opposite direction. That alone should tell us something is broken. So if weight loss leaves you looking weaker instead of stronger, if your face, loses life instead of gaining confidence, if people stop saying you look happy and start asking, are you sick? That's not a glow up, that's a warning sign. This isn't about blaming Kelly, it's about questioning the culture that applauds rapid transformation without asking what it costs physically, mentally, and emotionally, because thin doesn't always mean healthy and fast doesn't always mean safe. If this is what success looks like in Hollywood right now, hollow cheeks, fragile frames, and public concern masked as gossip, maybe it's time we stop calling it progress. Sometimes the body tells the truth before the headlines do, and right now, people are listening. Sharon Osbourne is looking sick and terrible after suffering with many Ozempic side effects. Sharon Osbourne has the internet in a full-blown panic right now, and not the celebrity, she changed her hair kind of panic. I'm talking the kind where people are genuinely worried because she looks sick, frail, and barely recognizable. And the word being whispered in every comment section like it's a jump scare? Well, of course, Ozempic. Now, before anyone sharpens their pitchforks, no, this isn't about shaming weight loss. This is about what happens when Hollywood turns powerful diabetes medication into a red carpet shortcut. And the side effects start showing up on people's faces in real time, because Sharon Osbourne did lose a dramatic amount of weight fast. And while she has openly confirmed using Ozempic, what's shocking people now is how unhealthy she appears afterwards. Now, fans have been describing her as gaunt, hollowed out, weak, and just visibly unwell. Her face looks sunken, her energy looks low, and people aren't being dramatic, they're really concerned. And honestly, I get why. Sharon has always been very bold, loud, sharp, very fiery, and even when she was sick in the past, even during, her cancer scares, during everything, she still had that spark. But lately, the spark looks dim, and I know that Ozzy passed away, so that's part of it. But when fans see someone who built an entire career on being larger than life suddenly looking physically fragile, it's very jarring. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Ozempic was never meant to be a miracle skinny pen for celebrities. It's a serious medication designed to help people with type 2 diabetes regulate blood sugar. And Ozempic doesn't just make you lose weight, it can make you lose muscle. It can cause extreme nausea, vomiting, dehydration, fatigue, dizziness, hair thinning, and that very hollow, collapsed facial look people now call Ozempic face. Sharon is 71 years old, so rapid weight loss at that age is not the same as doing it at 25. Even she has admitted that the weight loss went too far. Her exact words were that she lost too much and now can't put it back on. That's not a flex, that's a warning. And that's the scariest part of all of this, because when your body stops responding normally to hunger, nutrition, and recovery, that's not a summer body, that's a medical issue. And when people look at you and think you're sick, not just thin, that's no longer cosmetic, that's, like psychological. So it's weird. And here's where this conversation gets very dangerous, because while Sharon is dealing with real side effects at 71, thousands of everyday people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and onwards are now rushing to inject the same medication just to lose like 10 pounds for vacation. medication, no medical supervision, no understanding of long-term consequences, just vibes. Meanwhile, Sharon Osbourne, someone with money, doctors, resources, and around-the-clock care, still ended up looking physically depleted. So the most heartbreaking thing about Sharon lately isn't how thin she is, it's that she looks tired in her bones, and that's what fame never shows you in the after photos. Not the excitement, not the compliments, not the way people treat you when you're smaller, but the quiet cost, the muscle loss, the weakness, the dizziness, the way your reflection starts to look very unfamiliar. And listen, Sharon Osbourne owes nobody youth. She's earned every wrinkle, every scar, every gray hair. The tragedy isn't aging. The tragedy is feeling like you're not allowed to. Skinny doesn't always mean healthy. Fast doesn't always mean better. And sometimes the side effects don't hit your body first, they hit your face. And the mirror doesn't lie.
Demi Lovato looks completely different, and people think that she might be on Ozempic. Now, many people have expressed concern over Demi's appearance recently as she slimmed down so much. But after she posted some snaps of herself in a tiny black bikini earlier this month, accusations of her using the popular weight loss medication spread like wildfire in the comment section. "Honey, just stop the Ozempic," one person wrote. "Demi, I love you so much, but stop right now with the Ozempic. You've been perfect for ages. Please keep some curves," another said. "She has the Ozempic drop in her cheeks," someone added, while a fourth said Ozempic queen with a crown emoji. Now, the fact that Demi's been losing weight and changing so much has people concerned, as she has been open about her struggle with disordered eating. She said on Penn Badgley's Pod Crushed podcast in October of 2024, "I have a treatment team that I work with that helps me stay in recovery. I'm trying to learn body acceptance rather than body positivity, because body positivity feels like I can't even reach that yet. I have to work on body acceptance, body neutrality, because that feels like a goal I can reach." But if Demi actually is on Ozempic, this would not be good for her. Demi looked fit in these new photos with a defined jawline and cheekbones. While most fans were thrilled to see her happy and beautiful, others wondered how she looked so different all of a sudden. "How did she lose the weight like that?" one fan asked, while another wrote, "Lost another soldier to the copy and paste plastic surgery trend." One person commented, "I'm confused, this doesn't look like Demi, lol," and one Instagram user questioned, "Did you use Ozempic? Demi, what did you do? Why does everyone have surgery?" And one fan even wrote, "You look unrecognizable." And I have to say that I agree with these comments. Now, Demi has been honest in the past about using fillers, but could she have done more to achieve her new look? Many people think so. In 2024, Demi spoke to People magazine and said, "I'm always transparent with my fans, and this is something I wanted to share. It normalizes it and takes the taboo away from injectables. It's all about what makes you feel like your best self," she said. "Don't listen to naysayers, do what makes you feel comfortable in your own skin." She continued by saying that she gets Zoman injections every 3 months and that her treatment gives her natural looking results. But some fans think that she's gone overboard or decided to get other procedures done. And I mean, Demi looks completely different. In one of her photos, I actually thought it was James Charles and not Demi because she looked that different. Now, whatever she's doing, we just hope that she's doing it safely and is truly happy with herself, as we don't want to see anything bad happen to her.
These Ozempic side effects are making these celebrities look sick. Yuck. Mindy Kaling. Mindy's transformation had everyone shocked, but also very concerned. The Mindy Project star lost a huge amount of weight over the past year or so, and fans praised her at first until recent photos showed up where she looked almost too thin and basically a little sickly. Now, people online called her unrecognizable and as skinny as a needle, which may or may not be a compliment, I don't know. Mindy says it's working out and just portion control, but sources close to her said she's quietly using Ozempic, and it's got the same telltale look. I mean, the face shrinks faster than the body, leaving that very gaunt, drawn appearance everyone is talking about. Kyle Richards. Now, Kyle went from Real Housewife to real evaporation. The latest pics have fans begging her to eat one single carb. I mean, her face is so sharp now it could cut through a Bravo reunion chair. People online say she looks Ozempic deflated, and honestly, her cheekbones are so intense they might qualify as weapons. I mean, even other housewives are hinting at it. I mean, which tells you kind of everything. Like, when is too far, you know? Kelly Osbourne. Kelly's transformation already had people talking, but the new photos sent the internet into a spiral. She's gotten so thin that fans keep commenting like, "Kelly, blink twice if you need a sandwich." Her face looks almost hollow in certain lighting, and the Ozempic rumors are louder than ever. Every time she posts, people say, you know, she's giving Ozempic chic, which is basically Hollywood code for like, how and why are you so skinny? She didn't just slim down, she looks like she kind of teleported like half her body weight off overnight. It's honestly slightly concerning. Teddy Mellencamp. Now, Teddy is practically the unofficial mascot for Is It Ozempic discussions. The newest photos have fans kind of staring at their screens like it's a before and after quiz. Her face is noticeably sunken, her frame is drastically smaller, and Bravo fans are convinced she's been Ozempic'd into a skeleton filter. I mean, she always claps back, but the pictures are telling their own story, and that story sounds like protein shakes, injections, and one very committed calorie deficit. I mean, she allegedly has lost a whopping 80 pounds, which, like, yes, of course, that is a huge difference, you know? So like, no hate, she looks good to me. Sharon Osbourne. Now, Sharon has lost so much weight, and she recently said she can't even put any weight back on after using Ozempic. She's down to just 100 pounds and admitted she's too thin and just can't even eat properly anymore. The latest photos of her have fans begging her to stop. It's wild. I mean, everyone starts Ozempic to lose weight. Nobody talks about how you might not be able to stop losing it once you start. I think the loss of her love might be adding to this dilemma. I mean, I'm praying for her. Julia Fox. Now, she swears she's never touched Ozempic, Mounjaro, Zepbound, whatever, you name it, she ain't claiming it. But the internet doesn't buy it. She's always been thin, but these latest looks, she looks sick. I mean, her hip bones could knock a toddler out, and she's even joked about how the 90s skinny chic look is coming back, which probably isn't the flex she thinks it is. So yeah, Hollywood is starting to look sick, but you know, when the side effects start showing up in high definition shots, it's hard to pretend everything's just diet and lunges. The truth is, Ozempic isn't just changing bodies, it's changing people's health. Let me know your thoughts on this though. Is The Rock on Ozempic? He looks almost unrecognizable in these new photos. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, aka the man who made muscles his entire brand, just shocked the world. At 53, he hit the Venice Film Festival red carpet for the premiere of The Smashing Machine, looking almost unrecognizable. Gone was the larger-than-life superhero build, and in its place, well, dramatically slimmed down version of The Rock in a very sleek gray double-breasted suit, tan button-up, and tiny professor-style glasses. Social media didn't even know what to do with itself. Fans first noticed the transformation when he arrived in Venice wearing a simple light blue shirt and black pants, and then the comments went absolutely wild. One person said he looked like a pebble. Another joked that it was AI generated, and honestly, it did feel like we were looking at an alternate universe Rock. So naturally, the rumor mill kicked into overdrive. People started asking, did The Rock secretly jump on Ozempic? With every other celebrity slimming down overnight, the internet wasn't buying that this was just hard work. But here's the truth. Johnson has been upfront about it. He didn't hop on any weight loss medication craze. This transformation was completely intentional, tied directly to his role as MMA legend Mark Kerr. And if you know The Rock, you know this wasn't about vanity. It was about becoming the character down to the very last detail. So how did he do it? Well, months of preparation. Apparently, we're talking a very strict diet, water and sodium manipulation, and cardio stacked on top of its already insane workouts. Now, you know, he wanted to look like a real fighter who's lived in the cage, not a Marvel superhero, and honestly, he pulled it off. This isn't the first time either. He used a similar game plan when prepping for Black Adam back in 2023, proving he knows exactly how to reshape his body depending on the role. He even admitted that during training. I mean, he heard this little voice in his head saying, what if I could do more? Constantly pushing past the limit. So let's be clear, he's not skinny, he's carved. This is the difference between a mass monster build and a combat-ready physique. Think precision, think lean muscle built for speed and damage. He's not trying to impress Instagram, he's trying to make fight scenes so real they make John Wick look like a warm-up. Of course, fans online had their doubts, some worried about his health, others swore, you know, there was no way The Rock could slim down like that in just half a year, but his explanation holds up, and it matches exactly what he's done before. And here's where the Ozempic rumors fall flat. There's no evidence, no mention, not even a hint that he used it. People just connected the dots between his slimmer look and his current Hollywood obsession with this medication. But in this case, wrong dots. This was discipline, not a prescription. So here's the takeaway. The Rock's new look isn't AI, it's not Ozempic, and it isn't a midlife crisis. It's dedication. Transformation, it's him doing what he's always done, reinventing himself bigger, or in this case, leaner than ever. And if the memes call him a pebble, well, don't worry, he's still The Rock. And remember this, when you see those photos, don't credit his new body to some trendy substance. This one's all hard work, all sweat, all rock. Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, what's next? Well, some new side effects apparently, and celebrities, yep, they're starting to finally panic. Celebrities who once praised praised Ozempic as their miracle weight loss secret are now in full-on panic mode after reports of a shocking new side effect surfaced. For months, stars in Hollywood have been secretly relying on Ozempic to slim down fast, swearing by its so-called miracle results. But behind the scenes, the dark reality of what this medication is doing to their bodies is now impossible to ignore. Doctors are warning about what's being called Ozempic face, a sudden hollowing of the cheeks and a sagging, almost prematurely aged look that even the best cosmetic surgeons are struggling to fix. Imagine spending thousands on fillers and facelifts only for one injection to undo it all. That's exactly what's happening to some of the biggest names in Hollywood. But the nightmare doesn't stop there. In the last few weeks, a flood of reports have emerged linking Ozempic to terrifying digestive issues. Now, from severe stomach paralysis to uncontrollable vomiting episodes lasting days. Some patients have even had to be hospitalized because their bodies simply stopped processing food the way it should. Actress Lysandra Silva shared her not-so-great experience with Ozempic, saying that taking it landed her in the hospital. She said, "My sugar dropped so much that I had to call the children's dad when I felt like I was passing out and my kids were asleep next to me." She wrote that to her 2 million Instagram followers. She continued to say, "Thank God nothing happened, but I felt like I was passing out and ended up at the clinic in a wheelchair." Kate Moss's sister Lottie also said that taking Ozempic was the worst decision she ever made. And she said, "I felt so sick one day, I said to my friend, I can't keep any water down, I can't keep any food down, no liquids, nothing. I need to go to the hospital, I feel really sick. My Ozempic hell was that I had seizures." Sharing that she was sent to the emergency room where a nurse found out the dosage that she had been taking and told her, "Oh my God, that's so not what you're meant to be taking." And here's the kicker. Many of these same symptoms are now being whispered about at elite, Beverly Hills parties where the very stars who flaunted their weight loss are suddenly avoiding cameras. And let's not forget the psychological toll. Users are now coming forward saying they've developed extreme anxiety, depression, and obsessive eating thoughts after starting the injections. I mean, these aren't random social media posts. It's being backed by medical studies suggesting that disrupting, appetite signals in the brain may have long-term mental health consequences. Imagine trading 10 pounds on the scale for a lifetime of psychological scars. Even more shocking, some insiders are claiming that A-list stars are now desperately trying to reverse the damage in secret clinics. Everything from stem cell therapy to experimental treatments, all to undo what Ozempic has left behind. The very medicine that was marketed as a luxury shortcut to the perfect body is quickly turning into a nightmare Hollywood can't, PR spin its way out of. And the public is catching on. Celebrities who once flaunted their dramatic transformations on Instagram are suddenly deleting old posts, refusing interviews, and staying quiet about how they really lost the weight. The silence speaks volumes. Hollywood knows the side effects are bad, and now the world knows it too. The truth is simple. This isn't just a fad anymore, it's a crisis. And the question everyone's asking is, how many more side effects are being hidden from us before the full picture finally comes out? Katy Perry's almost completely unrecognizable in these new photos. Who or what is to blame? Is her divorce from Orlando Bloom taking a toll, or is this another case of Ozempic? Let's see. Okay, so who is that woman at Paris Fashion Week, and what has she done with Katy Perry? Because let me tell you, fans are absolutely spiraling after Katy stepped out in Paris looking, well, like a completely different person. And now the internet is asking the question nobody wants to ask, but everyone is thinking, is Ozempic to blame? Katy attended the Balenciaga show in a black latex look that was giving dominatrix Matrix reboot energy. But people couldn't focus on the outfit. Nope, all eyes were on her face. More specifically, what appeared to be a dramatically slimmer, hollowed out version of Katy we've all known since her whipped cream bra days. Now, comment sections instantly lit up with phrases like Ozempic face, she looks so different, and the classic, wait, that's Katy Perry? Now, before the Katy cats come for me, I'm not dragging, I'm just reporting. And listen, the woman is 39 pushing 40 and still out here looking hot in latex, but this isn't about aging gracefully or switching up your look. This is about the undeniable wave of celebrity face shrinkage we're seeing right now, thanks to the rise of weight loss injectables like Ozempic and Mounjaro. And let's be real, Katy's face has changed drastically. She's always had those gorgeous round cheeks and youthful glow, but now her jawline is like razor sharp, her cheeks are almost non-existent, and her eyes look slightly more deep set. It's like the classic signs of what people are calling Ozempic face, a side effect of, well, rapid fat loss loss that can leave people looking gaunt or even prematurely aged. And no, I'm not saying Katy confirmed she's on Ozempic. She hasn't said a word, but the speculation is everywhere, especially after that viral Facebook video that had people gasping in the comments over how unrecognizable she looked. What's also fueling the fire? Well, Katy's sitting front row next to none other than Lauren Sanchez, aka Jeff Bezos' new wifey, who's also been accused of dabbling in the skinny shot lifestyle. Now, coincidence? Maybe. Hollywood power click aesthetic? Likely. Now, this isn't the first time fans have questioned Katy's evolving look either. Back in 2022, she sparked plastic surgery rumors after a very tight-faced American Idol appearance. But she clapped back, saying she's never had work done, only under eye filler, which she was very open about. And hey, props to her for being transparent, but with the current celeb trend of deny, deny, deny until you drop 30 pounds in 30 days, people are skeptical because this is exactly how the Ozempic era is playing out. You know, subtle shifts, gaunt cheeks, and celebs claiming it's just clean eating and dieting and working out. At the end of the day, maybe Katy's just evolving, maybe she's experimenting with her look, or maybe she's just tired of being called, you know, quirky and decided to go full, you know, fashion villa in Paris, basically. But whatever it is, fans can't ignore the shift and the conversation around Ozempic face. It's not going anywhere, especially when more and more celebs are showing up looking less like themselves and more like slightly, you know, haunted versions of their former faces. So what do you guys think though? Is this just fashion week glam gone wrong, or is Ozempic becoming Hollywood's worst kept secret? Let me know.
Scott Disick had a lot of people concerned over him as he appeared to be dropping weight rapidly. Now, he didn't look well as his face appeared to be sunken in and gaunt. Now, people were worried that he might have been taking substances and not taking care of himself. I mean, even during an episode of The Kardashians, Kris Jenner told Scott how worried she was about his recent appearance. But then it was accidentally revealed that Scott was taking weight loss medication, and that was the reason for his drastic body transformation. During a clip of the show with his fridge open, you can spot the medication. He went on to say, "I've gained a lot of weight here because of my back," he told Khloe and Chris, who were visiting his house at the time and checking out his eating habits. Now, in an October 2023 episode, Scott admitted to being barely mobile, telling Khloe, "Since the car accident, everything has changed. I haven't been able to run around, I've gained weight." But has he now gone too far now? Is this another addiction? Elon Musk said Ozempic made him fit, ripped, and healthy. Now, back in November, a side-by-side comparison showing how much weight Elon lost in recent months went viral online, and it left many wondering if he had undergone weight loss surgery. Now, he addressed the rumors via Twitter, and he insisted he had not gone under the knife. Elon said he lost almost 30 pounds while taking the medication Ozempic. A fan on Twitter asked what the secret was to his new slimmed down appearance. "You've lost a ton of weight, Elon. Keep up the fantastic work." To which Elon replied saying down 30 pounds. And when asked what made the most difference, he said fasting plus Ozempic/Wegovy and no tasty food near me. Then there's Fat Joe, except he doesn't really live up to his name anymore because he's lost so much weight. Now, Fat Joe admitted that he used Ozempic to help shed a whopping 200 pounds in an interview with Us Weekly shared on October 14th, 2024. Ozempic says you may only have 2 pieces of your favorite stuff, he told the outlet. Now, Fat Joe said that he's also focused on portion control and learning how to eat in moderation. During an appearance on the Today Show in August 2023, comedian Tracy Morgan admitted that he takes Ozempic. "Ozempic did great by me and I was glad to use it. I take Ozempic every Thursday," he said. "It cuts my appetite in half. Now I only eat half a bag of Doritos." Now, as for his gym routine, he added, "I get up at 7 every morning and I'm in the gym at 10, then I go back to sleep. That's my life," he said. Now, it seems like he's been taking good care of himself, although in an appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Morgan joked that he learned to out-eat Ozempic and gained 40 pounds from it. Now, he later clarified that this was a joke and that the medication was actually helping him lose weight.
Hollywood has a new face, and yes, it's making these celebrities so ugly. So let's get into it. First up, we've got Selena Gomez. Now, Selena has been picked apart online for years, maybe even decades now, now with constant rumors about surgery and getting work done. But what people ignore is that she has lupus, a condition that can cause facial swelling and changes in appearance, depending on flare-ups and medications that she's on. I mean, she's addressed the rumors herself, saying she's only used Botox and calling out the obsession with her looks that people have. So what people are labeling, kind of as like a new face is often just health changes, natural fluctuations, and also growing up in front of the world. Next up, we have Miley Cyrus. Now, Miley's transformation feels more like a glow up than a switch up kind of. Now, over time, her features have become a lot more defined. We're talking about a sharper jawline, more sculpted cheeks, smoother skin. I mean, nothing has been confirmed. She has said nothing, but it fits the pattern of subtle, Hollywood maintenance. I mean, not a completely different person, just a more kind of polished version. And next we have Christina Aguilera. Now, Christina's recent appearances, has had the internet spiraling and blowing up. I mean, after showing off a very noticeably slimmer look overall, speculation around weight loss medications and cosmetic work took off instantly. I mean, she has shut most of it down, making it clear that she doesn't owe anyone an explanation for her body or her face, which true. But here's the reality. When someone loses weight this quickly, especially in the face, it changes everything. You lose, volume, and suddenly features look a lot more dramatic. I mean, sometimes even harsher. That alone can make someone look completely different. Next up is Nicole Kidman. Now, Nicole is often pointed to as the face of that perfect, but kind of frozen look. I mean, she's spoken in the past about trying Botox, and her appearance has sparked years of debate around tight skin and limited facial movements. Now, it's that classic, Hollywood trade-off. Less aging, but also a lot less expression, And when expressions are your literal job, people are going to notice that. Emma Stone. Now, Emma is one of those cases where people just can't seem to agree on anything when it comes to her. I mean, some say she looks different, others are saying that she looks exactly the same and nothing has changed. And that's because the changes happening in Hollywood right now aren't always super dramatic. Sometimes they're small. I mean, maybe it's just better skincare or tiny tweaks here and there, weight shifts, but over time, all of those small little things, they pile up and they add up. I mean, it's enough to make you pause and think, wait, what changed here, Now, the real issue here is that, this isn't about one celebrity looking bad or looking so different that we can't, recognize them. It's just about a pattern. I mean, we've got thinner faces, sharper cheekbones, a lot fuller lips, and their skin looks a lot smoother. It's a very specific look that's being repeated just over and over and over again. And when everyone starts following the same formula, you don't notice, the glow up anymore. What you notice is like the copy and paste. I mean, Hollywood doesn't just have a new face, it literally has one face. Chrissy Teigen is almost completely unrecognizable in newly surfaced photos. Could it be Ozempic? Here's what I know. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. Chrissy Teigen stepped out in new photos and people are losing their minds because she looks different. And not like new haircut different, I mean full on, did I just scroll past a face swap filter kind of different. And of course the internet did what it always does. It decided that she must be on Ozempic. Not a new skincare routine, not lighting, not weight loss, no contour. No, immediately it was just Ozempic. So welcome to 2025. Now here's what actually happened. Chrissy opened up recently about why she decided to use Ozempic in the first place. I mean, and honestly, it wasn't for a vanity glow up or to fit into, sample size dresses. She said after losing her son Jack at 20 weeks, her body and her life spiraled. She gained around 40 extra pounds and felt like her body was completely stuck. No matter what she did, nothing would change it. Add millions of people online constantly body shaming her, too big, too small, too bloated, too skinny, all while pretending they're just concerned about her health. Yeah, sure, Brenda. I mean, you definitely care. So she reached a point where she finally said, screw it. I'm doing what makes me feel good. And she decided, to be honest about using Ozempic, which by the way, is more honesty than 95% of Hollywood combined. I mean, most celebrities would rather claim they just stopped eating gluten and started drinking water while they're literally wasting away. Chrissy didn't do that. She told the truth. She said, yes, I used it. Yes, it helped. And no, I don't care if you're mad at me about it. But the second her face popped up looking slimmer and tighter, the internet went feral. I mean, people were like, why does she look like a different person? Did she get surgery? Is this AI? Is her new face still under warranty? Let's be real. We've seen this this, Ozempic face thing enough times now to know what's up. When people lose weight really, really fast, their facial fat drops too, and things get a little sunken, a little sharper, a little, like, wait, who is that? And that's exactly what people mean when they say she's unrecognizable. They don't mean she actually looks bad, they just mean she looks different than what they're used to. Consistency is a hell of a thing, and Chrissy just unsubscribed from her old look. Now, do I think Ozempic played a role in, her transformation? Yeah, but do I think it's the only thing going on? Absolutely not. This is Hollywood. Botox is basically chapstick out there. There are fillers, facial, skin tightening lasers, contour makeup, filters, jawline tape, and enough editing apps to rebuild your face pixel by pixel. You think she, isn't using those too? I mean, come on, please. Chrissy Teigen may be a chaos agent on Twitter, but she's not stupid. And kind of what's wild is that the headlines keep calling her unrecognizable, like that's the ultimate insult. Since when is evolving a crime? People grow up, faces change, trauma changes you, money definitely changes you. The only people who stay looking exactly the same are Disney characters and people trapped on those TLC shows, Chrissy is a mom of 4, a brand owner, a cookbook queen, and she lives under a microscope. If she wants some medical assistance to feel better in her body, I mean, that's her business. And what I actually respect is that she said she's doing it for herself, not for trolls, not for tabloids, not for approval, but no matter what she does, people will talk. If she gains weight, they drag her. If she loses weight, they drag her. If she doesn't, or isn't honest about using Ozempic, they drag her. If she lies, they drag her. Literally, there's no winning unless you stop playing, and she basically just did. So is Ozempic to blame for her transformation? I mean, not really. Ozempic didn't transform Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy Teigen transformed Chrissy Teigen. I mean, the medication was just a tool, like they all say. The real change came from someone who finally stopped caring about what other people thought about her body and did what made her feel good. So whether you agree with her choices or not, at least she owns them, which is more than I can say for most celebrities, influencers, and honestly, half of the people in your Instagram feed. So yeah, she looks different now. And what? I mean, let's stop acting like a woman changing her face or her body is some sort of breaking news event. It's not. The only thing shocking here is that she actually told the truth about it. I mean, if honestly, it's about aesthetics and makes people this uncomfortable, then buckle up because we're just getting started. Is Rosie O'Donnell on Ozempic, or is it something else entirely? She looks almost unrecognizable lately, and fans are wondering what she's been up to. Have you seen the latest? Rosie O'Donnell at 63 is looking like a whole new woman. So much so she says she's practically unrecognizable now, and of course the internet is whispering, is Ozempic to blame? Well, sort of, but in Rosie's case, it's actually Mounjaro, not Ozempic. Rosie has been very open about her 3-year weight loss journey, crediting Mounjaro, a FDA-approved diabetes medication, for helping her steadily drop weight over time. She recently shared that she went into a store in Dublin before a 22-hour flight to Australia, tried on some loungewear, and was shocked to discover that she's now a size 12. On Instagram, she called Mounjaro a lifesaver. This wasn't an overnight transformation. Rosie started using Mounjaro in early 2023 and lost about 1 to 2 pounds per month. She ditched diet soda, drank more water, and began cooking at home after moving to Ireland, even letting go of her Los Angeles chef. She says she's never felt better. Now, Mounjaro is similar to Ozempic. They're both part of the GLP-1 family, which helps control appetite and speed up your metabolism. It was originally designed for type 2 diabetes, but the weight loss effect is what made it a Hollywood buzzword. Rosie says it's changed her life, though she's also acknowledged that others have experienced side effects, including stomach issues, gallbladder problems, and in some rare cases, more serious complications. Her new look turned heads last month when she appeared at the Burlesque the Musical premiere in London, and she was wearing a bold graffiti print pantsuit, pairing it with some boots and her trademark confidence. The slimmer figure is there, but the outspoken Rosie energy is still very much intact. This transformation isn't about chasing Hollywood standards. Rosie's focus is on her family, especially her 12-year-old child, Clay. She traded red carpets for quiet family life in Ireland, cooking meals, and embracing a slower pace. She's also been very vocal about her political reasons for moving, saying she won't return to the US until equal rights are protected. Rosie has admitted the change hasn't been entirely straightforward. Losing so much weight after decades of being a bigger size has brought moments of body dysmorphia. Even so, she says she feels healthier, more energized, and is sleeping better. So is Ozempic to blame? Not this time. this is all Mounjaro and a whole lot of lifestyle changes. Rosie may be unrecognizable to some, but she's still the same unapologetic, sharp-tongued, big-hearted Rosie, just with a little extra room in her pantsuit. My cat's name is Rosie, and she could use some Mounjaro too, but either way, you know what? O'Donnell looks great, and if she likes it, I love it.
Coming in number 10, we have Lea Michele. Back in December, Lea Michele started to go trending on Twitter after the internet started to troll her for her new chiseled facial appearance. When the funny girl actress posted a selfie comparing herself to Lucia, the beautiful working girl on The White Lotus, the internet was then quick to notice her resemblance to another trending character, which is a girl who has undergone buccal fat removal. The cosmetic procedure involves surgically removing fat between the cheekbones and the jawbones via incisions inside the mouth to highlight one's facial bone structure. While people have been doing the surgery for decades, it's currently all the rage with young celebrities and people on TikTok. It takes a normal looking girl and makes them look almost skeletal, which is pretty damaging to a younger person's image. While the surgery isn't everybody's cup of tea, I still don't understand why Hollywood girlies aren't trying to get rid of it and why they keep opting to do it, and it kinda made Lea Michele look more scary than her Rachel Berry days on Glee. Number 9, Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian has been pretty open about her physical transformation, and unlike her other sisters, she claimed that she has undergone plastic surgery more than once in her life. While the reality TV star isn't too outspoken when it comes to her past procedures, she has opened up once before about the reason behind her choice to undergo the knife. In a reunion episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe revealed that she opted for a few cosmetic alterations by saying, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she had a third face transplant, but I've had one nose job." Aside from her nose job, the Good American founder has also revealed she has done injections, but not really Botox because she responded horribly Botox. Khloe, like Kylie, has also gotten so much filler done at one point. She even went back 3 times to get it dissolved, but it still feels like the effects are still there. But for a while, the star did look a little scary with all that filler. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in number 8, we have Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley was a legendary beauty, but when she underwent plastic surgery in the past, it left her with some unfortunate side effects. It would force her to come out and claim that she unknowingly had industrial low-grade silicone injected into her face by a doctor who wasn't even licensed to practice medicine in the United States. Priscilla was one of many victims who fell into the hands of Dr. Daniel Serranoez. In 2008, a rep of the actress would share that an investigation which uncovered his misconduct ultimately led to his imprisonment. Miss Presley dealt with this matter years ago, and eventually everything is now well. Serrano, who was not licensed to practice medicine, would find himself being deported back to Argentina after serving 18 months in federal prison, after some of his injections caused lumps, paralysis, and holes in his client's face. But the work he did to Priscilla definitely had her wishing that she never underwent the surgery, and she never even tried to have it repaired as she was kinda scared it would do more harm than good. Number 7, Janice Dickinson. It's clear that Hollywood's obsession with plastic surgery is starting to get really scary, and if you look what happened to Janice Dickinson after she made an attempt to keep her youthful appearance, people would even start to confuse her with Caitlyn Jenner. After she had a botched procedure done, even according to celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Yoon, Janice had every plastic surgery procedure there is. And that's not really hard to believe, as once the stunning model now looks like she is pure plastic. And I've seen her undergo some treatments on reality TV. Dr. Yoon would then jokingly add, "I believe she's undergone pretty much every facial plastic surgery there is, including a facelift, eye lift, lip injections, Botox, fat injections, a brow lift, and she's probably single-handedly paid for her plastic surgeon's house." Despite Janice going under the knife numerous times, Yoon said, while Janice doesn't look a whole lot like herself, she's holding up pretty well, and she's had quite a bit of help. In 2014, Janice would even admit when she was 32, or in the Jurassic classic era. That's when she had her first procedure done, and it included work to her chest, a tummy tuck, facelift, and Botox. At number 6 we have Linda Evangelista. The OG supermodel hasn't been seen in public for a while now, and in September 23rd, 2021, she would explain why. Linda revealed that she underwent cool sculpting, which she claims left her looking unrecognizable as it allegedly caused her fat cells in her face to multiply, and she would say, "To my followers who have wondered why I have not been working while my peers' careers have been thriving, the reason is that I was brutally disfigured by a procedure which did the opposite of what it promised." She then went on to talk about the procedure's rare but serious side effects, and she said, "Not only did it destroy my livelihood, but it sent me into a cycle of depression, profound sadness, and lowest depths of self-loathing. In the process, I have become reclusive, and I'm so tired of living this way. I would like to walk out my door with my head held high despite not looking like myself any longer." However, if you look at photos from Linda from 2005 to now, before her procedure disfigured her famous face, the girl was stunning. And if you were looking to get plastic surgery done in the future, let this be a warning and just a reminder that you're beautiful just the way you look. Number 5, Mickey Rourke. Since the beginning of his career, Mickey Rourke has captured the news headlines every now and then, and one of the most talked about things about him is his face. Today, everyone knows Mickey to be an actor of repute who has starred in many successful movies over the years, but it is essential to understand that acting was not Mickey's first love, as he's a man who was in love with boxing, and he eventually became a professional boxer. And he did pretty well because he was unbeaten in all his fights as he won and drew others. However, he endured a lot of injuries to his face, and some of these injuries were so severe that they threatened to ruin his good looks, so he opted to have cosmetic surgery to fix his face. However, the doctors he met to help him fix his face just ended up ruining it. His face today is now very different from what his fans had known it to be, and anytime he steps into the public, paparazzi just swarms his face. While the star has undergone different cosmetic surgeries to correct his face, it just keeps changing and it keeps renewing the public's interest. Number 4, Joan Rivers. Comedian Joan Rivers was famous for constantly changing her face. When the reality TV star passed away at the age of 81, her daughter Melissa would write a memoir, The Book of Joan, tales of mirth, mischief, and manipulation. As a tribute to her mother, in it Melissa would reveal that Joan had a staggering 348 cosmetic operations over her life, and she was never happy with the way she looked, which fed into her sense of being less than. Joan Rivers' tragic passing was caused after she had complications following her surgery, after the comedian never recovered from a loss of oxygen to her brain during surgery. Her daughter would then be able to sue the clinic for malpractice. It would be noted that Joan went into the hospital after she scheduled an EGD. However, reports then showed another procedure, a nasolaryngoscopy, which was performed twice by an ENT doctor not privileged to perform that procedure at Yorkville, and Rivers was never informed or consented to that procedure. Number 3, Donatella Versace. Donatella Versace's designs for Versace may have sparked thousands of copycats, but there is no danger of a woman following suit when it comes to Donatella Versace's new look. 30 years ago, the fashion guru had naturally full lips and smooth skin, but today her face is striking for all the wrong reasons, as she has now turned herself into a real-life human waxwork doll after she overdid Botox and added too much filler to her cheeks and lips. Not to mention, the businesswoman has also had a facelift and eyes and brow lift. And if you look at her face, you can tell that her eyelids are like a little droopy because she had some bad Botox, and that's why they look droopy. It's also been said that she looks like she may have had some filler added to her earlobes, as they looked very stretched. Dr. David Rappaport has also provided a timeline of Donatella's alleged procedures, where he would point out that it seems clear that the designer has had a facelift, as she has a scar that you can see on her temple areas, and she has a fine linear scar from it. He would also note that her hairline has been lifted too high, and it shouldn't end that high above her ears, but this could also indicate that she's gone under the knife for more than one procedure. Number 2, Carrot Top. Comedian king of props Scott Carrot Top Thompson Teigen has had to deal with a lot of plastic surgery rumors and before and after surgery photos, but despite the hundreds of sources saying he underwent the knife to change his looks, the comedian says he hasn't had work done on him, but it's clearly just a lie. So Carrot Top is one of these most successful comedians from the late 90s and 2000s. Aside from comedy, one of the most talked about topics whenever Carrot Top is brought up is about his looks, and people start to debate whether the star has had plastic surgery done or not. Although various sources have tried exploring his transformation to put an answer to the question, the comedian still continues to deny all the rumors that revolve around him undergoing the knife to change his looks. And to this day, the comedian still has to deal with plastic surgery rumors as the media has been swamped with before and after photos of the star. Many have even compared his transformation to plastic surgery disasters, and some professionals have even commented on it, such as Dr. Anthony Yoon, who pointed out that the comedian has definitely had laser treatments or chemical peels, and he even commented on Carrot Top's appearance by saying he looks more like a muscle-bound cartoon character. Number 1. Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim is undoubtedly one of the brightest, most influential women in hip-hop, yet her legacy remains controversial for one reason or the other. It seems like the star is constantly being thrown in front of the media since the beginning of her career for her ever-changing face. In 2005, Kim would even go on a radio show to explain that she had broken her nose after getting into an altercation with her ex-boyfriend, and she had to get surgery done to fix her nose, and then she would go back to her boyfriend, get hurt again, and it would reel her into a tangle of insecurities and self-loathing. Kim was so tired of lying about her injuries and burying her bruises in makeup that she thought it would be better to get professional work done and wipe those physical markings away once and for all. And then after, she would get more surgeries done by her own choice as she was facing insecurities after her boyfriends kept cheating on her with European women with long hair.
At number 10, we have American actress Renee Zellweger. The rumors of her alleged plastic surgery operation started from her attendance at Elle's Women in Hollywood party in 2014, where the entire internet decided she looked completely different from her last public appearance. And trust me when I say they were not quiet about this. Aside from her not seeming like her usual self visually, Renee spoke with people about the issues following the social media rampant. She told the media outlet at the time, quote, "I'm glad folks think I look different. I'm living a different, happy, more fulfilling life, and I'm thrilled that perhaps it shows." In line with her previous statement, she also touched on the fact that she felt like the conversations stimulated around her appearance in general were targeted at her by people who were snooping for an unrealistic truth, and how they wouldn't stop hassling her until she finally addressed it. Yet people were still far from convinced anyways, so I guess there went her hopes for less harassment. At number 9, we have California girl singer, songwriter, actress, and TV personality Katy Perry. This pop princess has certainly made her mark in Hollywood over the years, but one thing she says she has not done is undergone plastic surgery. Perry dished her Refinery 29 in a January 2018 interview about which cosmetic procedures she apparently made the decision to greenlight versus the ones she had not. In typical girl boss Katy fashion, she also proceeded to flock to the defense of people who obtain plastic surgeries, as she understands that doing so is both a decision and right completely for themselves. The Dark Horse artist detailed, quote, "I haven't had any. I've done lasers and gotten injections under my eyes for the hollowing, which I'd recommend for everyone who wants a solution for their dark circles, but all my assets are real. People tend to think they are fake, but it doesn't really matter." We're getting away from the negative stigma about physical alterations. Of course, always be your authentic self, but if someone wants a nose job that makes them feel better and they love their profile more because of it, go ahead, do whatever makes you feel better about yourself. At number 8, we have Emily Ratajkowski. Emily had accusations of getting lip injections before, and she took to her Instagram stories to address the topic in January 2021. In this, she fired back with, "For anyone saying you need to stop with the lip injections, I've never had lip injections. No judging folks who do, but you can't get injections when you're pregnant." She even pulled out the statistics to back up her facts, following up with, "A woman's blood volume increases 50%, which is why ladies can get a little puffy in the face and lips during pregnancy." In response, Fence had said things like how Emily had been pregnant forever, which was a rude comment she very quickly shut down. She even later shared a picture of herself from the 6th grade to prove her natural lips are nearly identical, keeping in mind that as we develop, our facial structures can change slightly, so they wouldn't be 100% the same. Still, quite the impressive way to prove your point, Em. At number 7, we have American actress and model Megan Fox. Now, Megan had to respond to her own set of plastic surgery rumors in The Windmill back in 2011, where she clapped back with a quirky Facebook album under the title Things You Can't Do With Your Face When You Have Botox. And if this wasn't nearly comical enough in proving her haters wrong, Megan proceeded to create various facial expressions and at one point pointed to her wrinkles in the collection of photos. And well, when you're as stunning as Megan is, I can see why people would flock to the "she's had plastic surgery for sure" spiel. But regardless, please remember that not every beautiful celebrity has gone under the knife to achieve their attractive auras. Some beauty in Hollywood really is natural, and neither way is a wrong one of living. I know it's so easy to gossip about others' lives and what they choose to do with it, but we should really start refraining from commenting on people's appearances in general, even if we feel like some celebs are actually lying about it. Anyways, let's move on. At number 6, we have the ever so iconic singer, actress, and dancer Jennifer Lopez, known mostly under her stage name of J-Lo. With how much popularity she's accumulated in her youthful looking years, it's no surprise that she's yet another celebrity who received plastic surgery accusations. In January of last year, J-Lo uploaded a video of her testing out her new face mask under her J-Lo beauty line. A user on the platform posted a comment which reads, "You definitely have Botox, and tons of it. And it's all good, just saying." This seemed to be Jennifer's snapping point because she rapidly responded with, "LOL, that's just my face. For the 500 millionth time, I've never done any Botox or injectables or surgery. Just saying. Get you some J-Lo beauty and feel beautiful in your own skin." Jennifer then added on to this comment with the statement, "Here's another J-Lo beauty secret. Try spending time being more positive, kind, and uplifting of others. Don't spend your time trying to bring others down. That will keep you youthful and beautiful too. Sending you love." What a classy way to stick it to him. At number 5, we have American model Kendall Jenner. Now the Kardashians have all been under loads of heat both in the past and presently about their supposed cosmetic procedures and lacks of truth in them. So of course Kendall was not safe from social media's firings. In a 2017 upload on her website and app, Kendall debunked cosmetic surgery theories from fans following a Facebook Live event she and her sister Kylie collaborated on. Kendall explained how her younger sister's makeup skills were the reason why her appearance seemed altered. Fans were not convinced, but Kendall still wrote the following quote, "All of a sudden photos of us came out with headlines like, OMG, Kendall got her lips done and got full facial reconstruction. Look at her cheekbones, look at her nose." I was like, this is crazy. I didn't even address it at the time, because if I address it, people are gonna be like, oh, so she's defending herself, she must be guilty. As a model, why would I have my face reconstructed? It doesn't make any sense. Kylie had previously cracked a joke by accepting responsibility for the spark of rumors of Kendall's face when she did her older sister's makeup. She informed Snapchat that Kendall let me overline her lip today with lip liner and everyone thinks she got lip injections. I'm sorry, Kendall. At number 4, we have another American model. This time it's Bella Hadid. Models seem to be a trend for centering around accusations of them lying about plastic surgery, but I believe it's because a supermodel's entire career is based on how she looks. And unfortunately, that means speculations and criticism will always come at large against the praises. As an accomplished model in gigs, Bella also takes one of the top spots of being a style and beauty icon. So naturally, she's been under fire for not being entirely natural. But Bella has denied these claims every time. She spoke with InStyle for an interview in 2018 where she stated, "People think I got all this surgery or did this and that, and you know what? We can do a scan of my face, darling. I'm scared of putting fillers in my lips. I wouldn't want to mess up my face." At number 3, we have Hailey Bieber. Amongst her fairly recent title of being Justin Bieber's wife, she is very much her own person because of the mega successful supermodel career she maintains. Hailey has also faced previous backlash about possibly lying about getting procedures done, and many will say her before and after pictures speak for themselves. Her subjection to harsh criticism led to her slamming a plastic surgeon account on Instagram when a side-by-side photo of her as a teenager was being compared to her visuals now. Quote, "Stop using pics that are edited by makeup artists. This photo on the right is not what I look like. I've never touched my face, so if you're gonna sit around and compare me at 13 and then me at 23, at least use a natural photo that wasn't edited so crazy." I think I'll leave this one up to you guys to debunk though. At number 2, we have another Kardashian. This time she is the core of their bunch and single-handedly the reason why they all have their fame today. Kim Kardashian has always been a touchy subject when it comes to plastic surgery theories for as long as I can remember, but one instance that really reeled everybody in was her body accusation accusations after she gave birth to her eldest daughter, Northwest, back in 2013. Naturally, the reality star was absolutely livid about the fact that her post-baby efforts in the fitness department were suddenly being overshadowed by accusations of her having gone under the knife to achieve her bounce-back body. She released a tweet which stated, "I'm very frustrated today seeing reports that I got surgery to lose my baby weight. This is false. I worked so hard to train myself to eat right and healthy. I worked out so hard and this was such a challenge for me, but I did it. I'm so proud of my accomplishment and no one will take this away from me with fake reports. Say what you want about me, but I work hard and I'm the most disciplined person you will ever meet." As if she hadn't proven her point enough though, Kim spoke out once more a couple of months following a fan questioning on social media why it was so hard for everybody to believe she didn't work hard to achieve her body. They also complimented the reality star by saying how great she looked, to which Kim had responded with, "Preach, lol, thank you. It sucks when people make up surgery or Photoshop lies when I'm so disciplined and worked so hard. Just trying to motivate others and show anyone struggling with weight they can totally achieve what they want if they're dedicated." I'll leave it at that. At number 1, we have our affluent pop princess Ariana Grande. This wouldn't be the first time the gorgeous starlet would receive rumors of lying about procedures people believe she's undergone, but it would be the last time she used up her energy to address it. Ariana once pointed out in a 2014 video, quote, "On the cover of some magazine they said, 'Oh, Ariana Grande, boob job, brow lift, cheap shaving, lips done.' I was like, you're comparing a picture of me from when I'm 14 years old to when I'm 21, and I'm wearing a push-up bra." Ariana also readdressed the rumors while reminiscing at throwback family photos with her older brother Frankie. While doing so, she lightheartedly joked, "That's why I'm on the cover and they're saying I got plastic surgery. Goddamn, puberty went nice. It came late, but she finally came through for me."
Number 10. Janice Dickinson. She was known as the world's first supermodel and was hugely successful during the 1970s and 80s. Recently, she's been quite the TV star, appearing as a judge on America's Next Top Model, Celebrity Big Brother in 2015, and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in 2007. The 67-year-old model has never been shy about admitting that she's had plastic surgery and confessed to having a breast enlargement, tummy tuck, neck and facelifts, and liposuction and Botox in the past. Although the various surgeries had really gotten out of hand over the years, and in 2013 she declared herself bankrupt after over $1 million in taxes and unpaid cosmetic bills. 2 years later, she appeared on Botched to fix her boob job that was done 30 years before, saying at the time that she was no stranger to plastic surgery. But her perspective really changed in 2013 when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. In fact, she initially thought the lump in her breast was a botched boob job, telling Entertainment Tonight, quote, "If I had to play my life over again, I would have never gotten breast implants in the first place." But fortunately, the following year, she was declared cancer-free after 6 weeks of radiation therapy. Number 9. Tara Reid. There's no doubt that the American Pie star was one of Hollywood's it girls in the late 90s and early 2000s. But while the actress was at the pinnacle of success in her career, she was also going through various issues stemming from botched plastic surgery, and she ended up missing out on a whole bunch of roles because of it. Tara claimed that in 2004, breast implants and liposuction surgeries left her with disfigurements that damaged her career. She told US Weekly, quote, "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." Tara said that after the procedures, she knew something was wrong when it came to her breast implants, but she was 6 months post-op when she realized that it had been terribly botched. Quote, "The actual center part where the areola is, instead of it being a circle, it turned out to be a large square. It was horrifying." She also went through an infamous wardrobe malfunction on the red carpet at Diddy's 35th birthday party in 2004, which resulted in her body going viral, which left her devastated. Tara said she cried and begged photographers not to release the photos because the last thing she wanted to happen was to have the whole world see it. Number 8. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke was one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. He made his feature film debut with a minor role in Steven Spielberg's 1941 and garnered significant attention with 1981's Body Heat. However, in the early 90s, the actor decided to take up professional boxing, and while that brought him success, it also came with a string of severe facial injuries. Rourke reportedly faced a broken nose twice, suffered toe and rib injuries, a split tongue, a compressed cheekbone, and
even short-term memory loss for some time. As a result, the actor had to undergo several reconstructive surgeries to fix himself up, but most of them did not achieve the desired result, so he had to undergo even more surgery to correct those mistakes. Eventually, Rourke's facial features were nearly unrecognizable compared to his initial appearance. In 2009, he finally opened up to the Daily Mail about it. Quote, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of the boxing, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together," which is really sad because it was probably just down to having a really sketchy plastic surgeon. Number 7. Priscilla Presley. Priscilla has always been admired for her beauty, but she has undergone multiple plastic surgery procedures in recent years, and some have gone a little bit too far. But this is all down to one tragic procedure in 2003 that should have never been done. The former wife of Elvis Presley was the victim of an unlicensed doctor and was left with botched plastic surgery that changed her looks forever. Dr. Daniel Serrano administered surgery on several Hollywood A-listers, including Lionel Richie, his ex-wife Diane, and Shaun King, the late wife of CNN presenter and TV host Larry King. He only charged between $300 to $500 and operated on his clients at lavish cocktail parties in Hollywood. But Serrano was only a licensed nurse, and when he carried out the procedure, he used industrial-grade silicone, which is often used to lubricate car parts. The fake doctor eventually went to prison, and Priscilla has reportedly been undergoing corrective treatments ever since, but her changing face has also been attributed to Presley's alleged extensive history with plastic surgery, which reportedly includes multiple facelifts, laser treatments, as well as lip and cheek fillers. So this is probably why her look has changed so much over the years. Number 6. Lisa Rinna. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star and soap opera actress Lisa Rinna has been very open about her plastic surgery choices, mainly her decision to plump her lips with injections, which definitely seemed to have gone a little bit too far. Rinna had permanent silicone filler injected into her top lip, which she initially loved, but eventually she decided to have it reduced after facing criticism for her appearance. She told People in 2010, quote, "I was crazy to even touch them in the first place. In total, she's had 4 injections, and she explained that in the beginning, it was great, but after about 10 years, the silicone started seeping through her lip and creating scar tissue that was hard and bumpy. She claimed that when she would get photographed, her lips would look a certain way, and then people would start to talk." The TV star said that she even tried cortisone shots to reduce the swelling, but instead of helping it, it actually made them look worse. Quote, "I have a doctor to remove as much as they possibly can because it got to the point where they were yucky. You know, they get hard, it's gross." Lisa said that the doctor took out as much silicone as possible, and now her lips are somewhat back to normal. Number 5. Jennifer Grey. After being catapulted to mega fame in 1987 for playing Baby in Dirty Dancing, Jennifer's career seemed to stall, and although she was personally happy with her nose and its distinct bump, she underwent plastic surgery at the age of 29 to boost her career and gain more acting roles. But Jennifer said it actually ended up being the surgery that affected her ability to get jobs. Quote, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out as anonymous." She told the Mirror in 2012 that it was the nose job from hell, and she'll always be this once famous actress that nobody recognizes because of a nose job. After her first surgery, she was thrilled with the way she looked. Then less than a year later, she noticed that a tiny bit of cartilage was visible under the surface of her nose. Jennifer then underwent a second surgery to correct the issue, but when she woke up, she discovered that she no longer looked like herself at all. To make matters worse, when the public got wind of the situation, the star felt humiliated, as many people did not believe that she was Jennifer Grey anymore, and she would often have to go to great lengths just to prove that she was in fact who she said she was. Number 4. Kylie Jenner. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians star has basically grown up in the spotlight, so her transformation from tween to teen and now a 20-something mother has all been before our very eyes, which means that it's not hard to notice the drastic changes to Kylie's appearance in the more than 10 years since the show first aired in 2007. While fans have speculated about Kylie having undergone everything from lip filler to a Brazilian butt lift, it's hard to separate fact from fiction when it comes to her ever-changing aesthetic. But after after years of denying that she had lip filler, the star eventually came clean about that particular cosmetic touch-up. During a 2015 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kylie admits, quote, "I have temporary lip fillers. It's just an insecurity of mine and it's what I wanted to do. But it's a little bit sad when you look at why she got it done. Quote, I was 15 and I was insecure about my lips. I have really small lips. And it was just like one of my first kisses and a guy was like, I didn't think you would be a good kisser because you have such small lips." She also admitted that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point, before her sisters pointed it out and said, "Kylie, you need to chill." They were definitely right to let her know when it was becoming a little too much. Number 3. Reed Ewing. The Modern Family actor stars in one of the most successful shows on television, but Reed revealed in a Huffington Post op-ed that he'd been waging a private battle with his looks. He bravely opened up about his battle with body dysmorphia, unhealthy obsession with his physical flaws, and the plastic surgery that he had turned to as a solution. Reed wrote that when he first moved to LA at 19, he would apparently sit alone in his apartment and take photos of himself, and try to analyze every single angle and feature of his face. Quote, "After a few years of doing this, one day I decided I had to get cosmetic surgery. No one is allowed to be this ugly, I thought. It's unacceptable." In 2008, he decided to see a plastic surgeon to get the first of many surgeries he would go on to have. He wanted cheek implants and wrote that he genuinely believed if he had one procedure, he would suddenly look like Brad Pitt. But he wished he hadn't because that's where the nightmare began. Quote, "After all the swelling finally went down, the results were horrendous. Reed isolated himself from everyone and it took him 6 months before he was comfortable with people even looking at him. It's extremely upsetting that his battle with body dysmorphia won, and it just left him feeling worse about himself after all the surgery." Number 2. Joan Van Ark. The actress became famous for her roles on the nighttime soap operas Dallas and Knots Landing between the late 1970s to early 1990s. And while she was known to be extremely beautiful at the peak of her acting career, Joan's appearance has changed so much over the years due to her extreme addiction to plastic surgery. If you want to know the extent of the procedures, one source who allegedly saw Joan in January 2020 told the Globe that it looked like her face was melting. Now that's pretty harsh to say, but it might just be that bad, considering just how much the 79-year-old has reportedly gone under the knife. We're talking about blepharoplasty, cheek and lip fillers, Botox injections. In fact, plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Yun told the National Enquirer that Van Ark's drastically changed appearance is also due to at least 1 or 2 facelifts, which is what caused her neckline and jawline to look tight. But this is all speculation, and everyone knows working in the industry comes with various pressures to stay young. So addiction to cosmetic surgery is unfortunately something that comes with the territory. And coming in at number 1, Katie Price. Since becoming a household name as a glamour model in the 90s, Katie Price's brand has become synonymous with plastic surgery. As a 44-year-old's status has risen over the last 2 decades, so has the number of times she's gone under the knife, leaving her now completely unrecognizable from her former self. But Katie has always been honest about the work she's had done, like the fact that she's had a whopping 12 boob jobs over the last 25 years, and she got the first one when she was only 18. But a trip to Turkey for one of the procedures resulted in a botched boob job. She told The Sun, quote, "I had my boobs done in Turkey and they looked deformed. They were absolutely awful." She's also had veneers done, and in June last year, Katie endured one of the most ambitious rounds of surgery yet, as she underwent another facelift on the same day that she also treated herself to liposuction and fat injections to her bum. The TV personality is also a big fan of Botox and has underwent an eye and brow lift that has left her face with a sharp, tight look. Plastic surgery is definitely synonymous with her brand at this point, and although Katie has said many times that she has no plan to stop going under the knife, just by looking at old pictures, it's easy to see that she looked a lot better before.
At number 10, Amanda Lepore. American model and socialite Amanda Lepore is one person who isn't shy at all about the plastic surgeries that she's had. The transgender model, performer, and now author, who made a name for herself in Hollywood just by being herself, altered a lot of her body over the years, and she's even claimed to have the most expensive body on earth due to all of her surgeries. She's written and talked about all of the procedures she's had done, and it's quite a long list. She's had a nose job, her hairline lowered, her eyebrows lifted, double eyelid surgery, cheekbone, lip and breast augmentation, gender confirmation surgery, hormones, and she even had her ribs broken and reshaped to alter the size of her waist. She's taken her body to the limit and back again. There came a moment where she really overdid one of her procedures and got seriously botched. The drastic procedure that led her to getting botched was getting silicone lip injections, because she said that since she had gotten them done about 20 times and went a little overboard, she had to get them reduced because they just got way too big. A lot of people think that she's botched more than just her lips because of how drastic and plastic her looks are, but they're so out there that I think it's almost normal because that's just who she is, and if she's happy with it, then there's nothing left to say. At number 9, Zac Efron. Now this one isn't exactly a confirmed case of botched plastic surgery, but it sure is causing a lot of commotion because people think it might be. A lot of people have been throwing around a lot of speculation and concern regarding Zac Efron and his appearance. Zac recently showed up in a video about Earth Day looking pretty swollen, and a lot of people think that is the result of a plastic surgery gone wrong. In the video, the lower half of his face was looking very puffy, almost like he had gotten a lot of Botox done or some other kind of procedure, and a lot of people are super concerned that Zac might have taken his looks too far. According to one celebrity plastic surgeon, they think that it looks like Zac may have gotten fillers to reshape his jawline, or that he had actually gone under the knife and that there was some residual swelling going on. If that's the case, then we don't know if this puffy look is here to stay or not. It's all just a very sudden change that a lot of people weren't expecting, and a lot of people are just looking for answers. Now before I carry on with the list, I'd like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also check out my gaming channel Viper Girl if you're interested in enjoying some cool gameplay content, and subscribe while you're there. At number 8, Priscilla Caputo. Priscilla Caputo rose to fame for being botched, so I feel like she's perfect for this list. Back in the day, Priscilla was an aspiring model, but her modeling career was very short-lived because she took her looks too far and got botched, stopping her career dead in its tracks. She was left an internet laughingstock, gaining fame because she had gone too far with her appearance, and now she's an advocate against getting plastic surgery. Priscilla explained that her boyfriend, who was a plastic surgeon, kept giving her lip fillers, and soon she became addicted and couldn't stop. Her lips became too big, and because of her appearance, her modeling career tanked. After her photos were circulated online, she became an internet laughingstock, and she couldn't go back and fix her lips because she had injected so much into them that she permanently stretched them out, and the damage was just too much to repair. In a way, her modeling career turned her into an example of what not to do when getting injections. At number 7, Donatella Versace. Even though she's the head of the Versace company, Donatella Versace's appearance has her looking a little worse for wear, as she's become an example of what happens when getting plastic surgery makes you look worse rather than better. Because of the amount of procedures Donatella has received over the years, many people have said that she's been botched. She's been criticized a lot for her heavy plastic surgery and Botox use, with some people even making comparison diagrams of her look from back in '97 when she took over the Versace company after the death of her brother to now in 2021. Some say that because of all the work she's had done in an attempt to make her look younger, these procedures have made her appearance worse because the Botox and fillers she received over the years has damaged her skin. Some plastic surgeons have commented on Donatella's appearance, saying that as a result of all the fillers, nips, and tucks, her skin's elasticity has broken, leading her to looking older. Because of this, she'd want to continue getting Botox, and so the cycle continues. The more work she has done, the worse her skin gets, and as a result, it leads her to looking more and more botched. At number 6, Carrot Top. American comedian Carrot Top is pretty well known for his signature looks. With his bright orange hair and crazy expressions, no one can mistake him, that's for sure. However, over the years, there's been speculation that the comedian has undergone a few cosmetic surgeries that have him looking a little different, and some say that he's been botched. Though he's denied ever having received plastic surgery and mostly credits his looks to his gym habits, there are others out there who believe that there's something a little artificial that the comedian has been hiding from his fans. It's believed that the comedian has received an eyebrow lift, Botox injections, lip filler, and laser peels, which many people see as the reason that his freckles are less evident. Because of the fillers and lifts, a lot of people think that his face has been left looking a little too stiff and fake, leading fans to label him as botched. But what do you guys think? Is he botched or not? At number 5, Jennifer Grey. Imagine watching your career tank after getting plastic surgery. Well, that's what happened with actress Jennifer Grey, as getting a nose job was one of the worst mistakes of her career. Jennifer Grey became super well known after her role in Dirty Dancing, but after her rhinoplasty, things went south. She wasn't necessarily botched from the surgery itself, as everything went according to plan, but maybe things just went a little too well. After getting surgery, her nose looked very different to how it looked before, and it completely changed her face. As a result, Jennifer found herself struggling to book roles and getting less and less work. Everyone knew her for her face, but since it changed, she became almost unrecognizable, and that wasn't good for her career. When speaking out about the procedure, she called it the quote, nose job from hell, because it pretty much just botched her career. She thought that altering her nose would make things better for her, but instead it made things worse. At number 4, Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox, best known for her iconic role as Monica Geller on Friends, became the unfortunate victim of botched Botox, and since then the actress has sworn off any kind of cosmetic procedures. Courtney has said in interviews that some doctors started suggesting that she gets fillers here and there, and after one too many pokes, she was left looking more plastic than human and totally botched. Courtney was led down a dark path of cosmetic alterations to make herself look more youthful, but in the end, the actress said that these procedures just led her to feeling more and more unhappy with her appearance. It was a vicious cycle. The fillers got so intense that Courtney eventually said enough is enough and got all of the fillers in her face dissolved. Because she was left looking so unlike herself after getting botched, Courtney says that she now prefers to be all natural, embracing her natural beauty. The takeaway from this is to only trust your own opinions and judgments and to not listen to other people's opinions on how you should look. At number 3, Jocelyn Wildenstein. When you look up the most drastic celebrity appearances, a photo of Jocelyn Wildenstein will no doubt show up in your search. Her looks are a prime example of someone taking plastic surgery way too far. Though she was a model back in the day, too much plastic surgery has altered her appearance forever to the point where she's mostly plastic and mostly botched. Jocelyn apparently started changing her appearance to make her husband happy, and she even modeled her look after big cats because her late husband was a big cat lover. She reportedly kept a lynx as a pet and said that because she thought the big cat's eyes were so perfect, she wanted to look just like it. Unfortunately, she went too far with her look. Over the years, she's gotten surgery on her eyes to make them look more cat-like, as well as receiving brow and facelifts, injections, implants, and more. She's left looking nothing like she did before all the surgery, with her entire face being remade into something completely new and unnatural. Even though her appearance is quite drastic, Jocelyn has said that she's not done altering her looks, but honestly, I don't know if it can get any more botched. But if it works for her, then I guess that's what matters. At number 2, Farrah Abraham. Teen Mom star Farrah Abraham has been under the knife a number of times, but it just takes that one horrible moment to make you rethink all of your plastic surgery choices. You might have seen the infamous photo of Farrah Abraham's botched lip procedure, but let me tell you the story of how she got into that mess. In 2015, the reality star opened up about how she had a negative experience when she went under the knife for an experimental lip implant procedure. Farrah said that when she got the procedure done, she knew very quickly that something was wrong when the anesthesia just wasn't working for her. She didn't do much about that, but after the procedure was done and the implant was put in, that's when things started to take a turn for the worse. Turns out Farrah had an intense reaction to something during the procedure that caused her lip to swell up like crazy, leading to those crazy pictures. Luckily, she was able to get things sorted out and her lip went back to normal, but she did say that this was a really scary experience. And finally, at number 1, Tara Reid. Hollywood's it girl Tara Reid was making it big in the industry. That is until she got a botched plastic surgery that derailed her career. In 2004, Tara wanted to get some work done to her body and she received a few surgeries. She got breast implants and underwent a procedure called liposculpting where things went horribly wrong. After these procedures, she was left disfigured, describing some of the aftermath saying, quote, "My stomach became the mostly ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work."
end quote. Things got even worse for her after a wardrobe malfunction at Diddy's 35th birthday in 2004 exposed her botched body to the world. A lot of people online ended up body shaming the actress, making the situation so much harder to deal with. Even though she was able to correct the mistakes done to her appearance 2 years later, the damage was already done to her public image and career, showing us that not only was her body botched, but her career as well. At number 10, Dana Delaney. So many people out there are getting Botox. I actually read an article recently talking about how a lot of young adults are starting to get fillers even though they don't really need to. Getting injectables seems to be the newest trend, probably because it's one of the least invasive plastic surgery procedures that you can receive. But just because it's not a serious surgery doesn't mean there aren't any risks, and Desperate Housewives actress Dana Delaney can tell you all about it. Dana opened up about one of the worst procedures she's received and one of people's biggest nightmares being doctor error. In 2003, Dana decided to go in and receive some Botox injections after her dermatologist convinced her to try it out. Well, she went in for the procedure and things went horribly wrong when the doctor performing the procedure injected the needle into the wrong place in her forehead and actually caused quite a bit of damage. When he injected it in her forehead, the needle ended up striking a nerve. This then created a huge hematoma and it actually ended up killing the nerve that was struck. Unfortunately for Dana, this mistake was pretty serious because it ended up affecting the muscle in her right eye, which caused her eye to droop down slightly. Dana spoke out about the experience saying, quote, "I notice it more than anyone else, but I was symmetrical before and now I'm not," end quote. This procedure marked the first and last time she got any kind of plastic surgery done because she didn't want to risk getting botched again.